Good morning and happy Friday.
Bar Card
to
Friday.
Those who celebrate.
Yeah.
Big Rich, TD, and Fletch with you on this glorious Bar Card Friday brought to you by Keg and Bottle. 10 locations around San Diego. We are thrilled not only to be here, we're thrilled with the participation over the past 2 days. Now, I've been observing from afar, recovering from the flu, as Rady Children's Hospital partnered with iHeart, San Diego here. All the stations pitched in. There were over $400,000 raised.
Wow. Nearly $500,000 raised.
I mean,
we are, and the lines are still open. The text line is still open. So if you thought, oh, you know what, I got paid today, now I want to donate, you still can. 760 to 51555. That still works. So by the end of the year, this thing will be over $500,000.
That's crazy,
right?
Every single year, I think we're all taken aback with how generous the listeners of this station, but all of the stations in the cluster are. It's impressive what can be done when a lot of people and a little bit of goodwill is stretched. It's amazing. It's amazing. And the people at Rady, I know, are grateful. The children at Rady Children's Hospital are unbelievably grateful, because not only will the kids who are in the hospital celebrating Christmas or whatever holiday away from family are going to enjoy a better, happier Christmas holiday, but also like the families, like the kids, the siblings kind of who get lost in the shuffle when somebody's in the hospital. They're going to have a better Christmas too. So our deepest gratitude to everybody who contributed and everybody who will contribute.
Yep. And all the sponsors as well that made this thing go off. Jersey Mike's, San Diego County Credit Union. They sponsored the tote board. The SDCCU team was in here answering phones and the holiday sweaters. It's fine. We didn't get any. Yeah. Nova Kombucha, Cable Pipe and Leak Detection, Indian Motorcycle of San Diego, JLab Audio, SeaWorld, Sesame Place, everyone that became a hero donating or pledging $19 a month. Day one got 2 tickets to SeaWorld. Day 2, they got 2 tickets to Sesame Place. So, I mean, all these businesses, these companies opening up their hearts, it's magical.
It really
Absolutely
is.
magical.
And if you want to put a smile on your face at any point today after our show, of course, go back and either watch on YouTube the 7:30 segment on Tuesday or Wednesday when we had Aiden in studio. Aiden has Down syndrome. Aiden's mom is an absolute saint, but Aiden was saved in the NICU of Rady Children's Hospital. And we told you about 30 times how many kids were waking up in the NICU who won't be home for Christmas this year. But Aiden was saved in that same NICU, and to see the joy and the happiness that he radiates every day, I'll be honest, that one 10-minute window we spent with Aiden will have changed my life forever.
Yep. Who made me cry the first day? Hudson?
The first day, Hudson was the sportscaster we had in.
Oh,
that was an awesome chat,
that was an awesome
But
chat.
it was the second day Landon had you in a puddle.
Oh, yeah. And then when Mom Ann started crying, I was done for, and I thought, good thing Rich isn't here.
He would not have survived.
He wouldn't have survived it.
No. It is the most rewarding but heart-wrenching thing that we do all year long. It's you guys, from every report I heard, absolutely crushed it. The only people in the building who have anything negative to say about what sports did over here are Ted and LaDonna on Kogo News.
That's right.
Selfish bastard.
Our morning host.
Awful.
They're just terrible people in general. They have coal black hearts that are burning embers that used to resemble what the 4 chambers used to look like. They are awful people.
Jealousy is probably the leading factor to all of that.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Anyways, listen, congratulations to everybody who was involved. And this is it's the gratitude that we all feel over here. It's only matched by the generosity. It really is incredible what can be done when people make some room in their heart for a great gift of life. And that's truly what this means for many people over at Rady Children's Hospital. So amazing.
Put a number on it. Over $483,000 over 2-day span. And like TD said, that's going to keep growing. But congratulations, San Diego. That's what you did.
Also, not to be selfish, but we did get to meet a penguin.
Oh,
we did.
Yeah, I saw the pictures of the penguin. I was jealous about that.
Dude, Pistol Pete?
Yeah.
Pistol Pete.
He was awesome.
Did anybody get to hold the penguin?
They wouldn't let us hold the penguin.
Did you pet the penguin?
I did
We
pet
did
the
pet
penguin. Yeah,
I'll be
pet the
honest.
penguin.
Penguin handler Todd was a little selfish with carrying the penguin.
That I thought the same thing.
Like I think we could have.
I feel
would've
the
been fine.
exact same way.
Now-
I could have held Pistol Pete as well.
Selfish Todd also invited the three of us on like a backstage tour
That
of
is
the
true.
Penguins
So,
and
yeah,
the Dolphins.
We do get to walk out on the ice with the Penguins. That is confirmed. Also, they offered up we could swim with the Dolphins.
Oh, 1,000%.
I do believe that is going to get set up very,
SeaWorld
very
San
soon.
Diego, awesome place.
Yeah, I love
And
you guys.
Selfish Todd, we love you.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't wait to get in one of those skin tight ski suits
The same thing.
confused with the orcas.
They're gonna eat us.
Are you guys just gonna lock us in here, or you gonna let us out, or
I can already like
they start throwing
foresee
fish at us? We're like, we are not whales.
the social media video we're gonna post is not gonna be us like swimming with the dolphins in some cool, majestic way. It's gonna be the three of us trying to squeeze into the wetsuits.
1,000,000% yes.
Cannot wait.
Selfish Todd also wouldn't even set Pistol Pete down on the ground to walk around.
Dude, that's the whole point of having a penguin.
That's what I was saying.
They
watching them waddle. Yeah.
Right.
TD, can you do the impression of Pistol Pete?
That's how
He sounds like a
penguins
donkey.
sound?
Yeah.
So they also call them jackass penguins because that's how they
Jackass
sound.
birds. Jackass birds.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Wait a second. I never thought about that before. They make noises.
That's accurate.
Oh my
What TD's
God.
doing right now, not only can he do turkeys, he might be better at penguins.
We okay. Also,
we need a show penguin.
I was gonna say we should probably invest in a show penguin. I don't know how much they cost. We'll talk to Todd.
Well,
By the
Pistol
way-
Pete was very well behaved. I think most penguins can be quite sassy.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't.
Sassy.
Yeah.
Sassy penguins.
You give a penguin a little Bailey's Irish cream, they can be pretty well behaved.
They
this
will
turn.
badmouth you.
Yeah, they're bad drunks.
It feels fantastic to have the band back together.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you so much for shaking this cold, getting
Dude.
back in here.
Are you alive?
I'm fine. The flu sucks this season. Don't catch it. We were on Team Tamiflu throughout the week. We got over the hump. The kids went back to school yesterday. Ann and I are still limping to the finish line here, but feeling good enough to come in. So thank you guys for holding down the fort, getting the damn thing done.
Bar Cart Friday.
Bar Cart Friday.
Yep. Tony Conja coming in with Frey Ranch.
Can't wait for a little bourbon. That's just what the doctor ordered. As it turns out, I was on the phone with my doctor this morning. I was like, hey, so how do you feel about a little bit of grandpa's old cough medicine? And he said, yeah, no, that's exactly what you need is a lot of whiskey to wash down the flu.
Yeah.
So can't wait to have Frey Ranch come in. We have some swag bags to give away to listeners as soon as they all get in here. We also have a special guest, Aaron Cooney from the Gulls is coming in. They have a very special Winter Wonderland night featuring a teddy bear toss that's coming up on Saturday, tomorrow night.
Yep.
So we're going to have tickets to give away there. That's in just about 20 minutes. So if you're looking to go see the Gulls at Pechanga, just keep listening.
And we have Holiday Bowl tickets.
Oh, yeah.
And we have the Wheel of Football. And speaking of football, it was a hell of a game last night, boys.
Is that what we call that? Was that football last night?
Okay, just gonna pull the room here and text line jump in on this 70470. Start your message with team. We haven't given that number out over the last couple of days because we wanted you to focus on Rady. But once again, the text line is 70470. Start your message with team. How far into that game did you guys click the off button?
Ooh. I made it all the way into the fourth quarter.
Oh,
Wow.
you did? Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Okay. Actually, I fell asleep on the couch. It was 21-0. I woke up. It was 42-0. And I was like, wait, what is going to happen
That's
here?
second quarter.
Yeah, exactly correct. And then
you fell asleep for like 7 minutes.
I did. That is also accurate. But so I then left it on to see what was going to occur. And holy smokes.
It only got worse.
It was bad.
Do you guys know the best storyline coming out of that game is that the Raiders defense single-handedly screwed up so many leagues fantasy football playoffs
Sweet.
because they scored like 35 points last night.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Also, I'm sure everybody had rookie Aiden O'Connell starting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that is affirmative.
In
Most
fact,
people went into the playoffs thinking, you know who I ought to give a chance to?
Yeah.
Aiden O'Connell. This is the time where I stream a quarterback.
now, even if you drop Justin Herbert with his broken finger out for the season and picked up Stick, you still got a pretty high score out of that. He still had 3 touchdowns.
Well, what's amazing about the game last night is offensively, if you look at what happened, the Chargers probably could have still found a way to win that game, but defensively, which, odd. Brandon Staley is a defensive-minded head coach, gave up 63.
So the easy take this morning, and we've seen it all over social media. I was guilty of it last night. I put this up on social media, is that the team has quit on Brandon Staley and he needs to be fired like yesterday. So, Rich, what I'll ask you, because clearly the guys playing have not given up, I don't think. But it sure does seem like this Chargers team has lost all sense of direction. Obviously, a lot of their stars are hurt. Justin Herbert not playing last night. Keenan Allen not playing last night. Joey Bosa not playing last night. But when you look at this Chargers team, do you see a team that has quit on their head coach?
Boy, it's such a hard question to answer because it's layered. So what happens is guys aren't in a big rush to get back when they are injured. When you have a season that's going nowhere, like how many guys want to take, I don't know, a pull or a minor tear for a season that's not going anywhere? Like if Keenan Allen fights his way back to the football field, for what? And for who? All he's going to do is further damage his body for a lost season. I mean, same thing with Justin Herbert. Even if there was an outside chance that he could come back with a broken finger, why? Same thing with Joey Bosa. Anybody who has a soft muscle tear or, some sort of lingering nagging thing, it's going to get them into the training room and they're going to have serious second thoughts about finishing out the season if they feel their job is safe with this franchise or potentially that they could sign with a different franchise as a free agent this upcoming offseason. It's just one of those things where these are business decisions because these are business people on top of being prideful athletes at the same time. So it's really difficult to say, well, is that quitting on your team or is that being smart about your career? The other part of it is if you're on the football field, chances are you're playing as hard as you possibly can. Like, so are you playing hard for Brandon Staley? The answer is almost indefinitely not because most likely he's not the head coach. So are they quitting on him? No, but they're also not playing for him or playing for anything other than themselves at this point because you want to have great tape out there for either other teams to review or when the regime change comes, that you're going to be one of the pieces that's spared when a change is made at head coach.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter. I mean, if you're looking outside of football, you're sailing a ship, boat, you're driving a car, you're flying a plane. You got to have a heading. You got to have a heading. You got to be going somewhere. If you don't have the heading chosen of where your destination is, you're just floating out there aimlessly. The Chargers have looked like they have had no leadership at all. Brandon Staley, we can look at and go, yeah, he's clearly not a leader. In his postseason or post-game press conferences, it's awful. Not only does he not sound like a leader, he sounds like an ass, in my personal opinion. I think he's rude to the fans, the things he says. I think this guy has to go. But then when you look outside of Brandon Staley, the leader should be Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert, if you look at game after game after game, he's sitting on the bench by himself. There's no one around him. He's sitting just alone, quiet when out on the field. As a leader, as being paid as the leader, I want to see Justin Herbert step up. I want to see him talking to the teammates. I want to see him firing people up. If they're losing, get pissed, man. Get out there and let's rock and roll. Figure out a way to win. But Justin Herbert's out. I mean, you have a number of injuries. Whatever leadership was on that team out on the field is not there anymore. And this is just a team going out there and going through the motions, in my opinion.
Tough night for the Chargers, no question about it. The biggest disparity in a loss the Chargers have ever faced in franchise history. Also, the most points ever scored by the Raiders in a single game. Here was Brandon Staley post-game, who had a lot of tough questions to answer, but this exchange with a reporter probably stood out as the most terse moment.
Don't know.
It's look, they play sloppy football. It doesn't look like they have a good plan, even when things are going somewhat well. The defense, which it was the reason why he was hired was he was a defensive coordinator with the Super Bowl Rams team, has been a problem basically since he's taken over. Nothing really more needs to be said about Brandon Staley. He's not long for this job, and I don't want to dump salt on an open wound. He's probably going to be granted permission to finish out this season because the Chargers have never made a midseason firing. It's already week 15 coming up. There's only uh, 3 more weeks of this NFL season before the inevitable happens. So I don't know unless they have a huge jump they need to make on hiring their next head coach, which also, by the way, isn't really the Chargers deal. It's not like they're like ready to spend a ton of money on head coaching. So
Bill Belichick.
yeah, I doubt it sincerely.
So, not like Rich, you pointed out, that was the most points the Chargers have ever given up. That's the most points the Raiders have ever scored in a game at 63. But also, the Raiders went from scoring 0 points last week to scoring 63 points this week. That has to be taken into account here. And I think the Chargers waking up this morning are under immense pressure from what little fans they have to fire Brandon Staley today. And I wouldn't be surprised at all if we got that tweet from Adam Schefter down the line. But Brandon Staley, later on in his post-game presser, said he was confident his players still believed in him, and he deserved to continue as head coach.
Well, they don't. I can promise you that. When you lose a game like that during a season this bad, and with disappointment that you finished the season with a season ago, like remember, we're a stone's throw away from the most embarrassing collapse potentially in playoff history. The Chargers were shutting out the Jacksonville Jaguars at halftime, had a 20-something point lead on the Jags in Jacksonville, and gave it all away and lost that game in the second half.
Rookie head coach, rookie quarterback, no Josh Jacobs, and you let them score 63 points.
Yeah, it's I look
against the team that scored 0 last week.
Again,
by the way,
go ahead. Yeah, I was going to say it's not. Again, the players aren't necessarily giving up here. Like I think that is such a overblown statement, but the reality is it's not like anybody is going to privately be campaigning like Brandon Staley's the guy. All right. Well, coming up, we've got St. Catherine's next week. The Aztecs are going to be facing them on the home court after a bit of a respite. Their last game was against UC Irvine. That feels like forever ago.
10-day break for finals.
Yeah. So there you go. So the Aztecs getting their academics in shape after the 63-62 victory over the Anteaters, their next opponent, not until next Tuesday. We talked about it. Chargers losing 63-21 to the Las Vegas Raiders. Most points ever given up by the Chargers. Most points scored in a game by the Raiders. And not a lot doing in the sports world overall. Shohei Ohtani had his introductory press conference with the Dodgers, spoke about his elbow, spoke about his future and the reasons why he signed with the Dodgers franchise. This guy's looking to win a championship. And
we got the name of his dog finally.
Oh, yeah. What is the name of his dog?
In English, it's Decoy. I'm not going to try to pronounce the Japanese name.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Right, good idea.
Yeah.
We don't Decoy. Decoy's a kind of a cool name.
It is kind of cool. And did you guys see?
It's like Shadow.
There's a clause in his contract.
Yeah.
Which TD and I spent a lot of time going over how ridiculous the contract is. But if Friedman leaves the Dodgers or Dodgers ownership changes anytime throughout the 10-year contract, Shohei can opt out.
Yeah. So I heard actually Colin Cowherd talking about this a little bit this week too. It's one of those things where I think it's really smart for a star player to align himself with more than just the team, right? Because guess what? The team is always going to be the Dodgers. It's not like they're going to change the name, but they can change the personnel completely.
I have a different take on this. I think Friedman made sure that was in the contract for his own job security.
Oh no, I don't think that's true at all. I don't think that's true.
Like Friedman's like, okay, well, if you guys fire me, you understand that Shohei can just walk, and Shohei is the money making portion of this franchise right now.
Yeah, but that would mean he would have to be part of the of Shohei's agreement. Like he would have to be part of his team.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah, I think that Freeman was thrilled when this came to the table. But I think this had more to do probably with Shohei's side saying like, yeah, but what happens if they pull the rug out from under us? Like what happens if all of a sudden the Dodgers want to start saving a whole bunch of money, regime change, tear this thing down to the studs like certain professional sports teams like to do after years of trying and not making it to a championship. Well, it kind of gives you an out, so if people start losing their jobs, you can opt out of this huge contract. And so I think it's actually really smart by Shohei's camp. All right. Well, listen, we got to step aside really quick. We'll do our morning monologue at some point, but Aaron Cooney from the Gulls is going to be jumping in studio with us. We've got this winter wonderland night coming up at Pechanga Arena. They're going to be featuring a teddy bear toss on the ice. That's for tomorrow's game. So if you want to win tickets to that, you're going to want to keep listening. And before we run, I want to talk to you about, since the holiday season is here, our friends over at Underdog, they're running 12 days of social promo starting December 14th. Today. If you haven't heard of Underdog Fantasy yet, easiest place to play fantasy basketball every single night of the season. I play this all the time now. So I got hooked with the football, right? The pick'ems and the football side, but basketball pick'ems are just as much fun. So here's how the pick'em game work. Pick between 2 and 5 players, select whether they're going to go higher or lower on their stats. If your picks hit, you can win big. It's completely legal in California. Ton of fun to play along as you watch the Warriors, the Clippers, the Lakers, whoever your team is. Look, again, I'm an NFL fan, but I love my NBA pick'em entries on the Clips or the Lakers. I've been hitting on a couple of those, by the way. So Underdog Fantasy can be for you too. Okay, this is what you need to do. Download their easy-to-use mobile app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with promo code XTRA. Underdog Fantasy will double your first deposit of $10 or more, up to $100. And in the spirit of the holiday, Underdog is doing daily promos over the site formerly known as Twitter. Follow at Underdog Fantasy and be on the lookout for ways to win a Nintendo Switch and more. Must be 18 plus and present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concern with your play. Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
We got Aaron Cooney of the San Diego Gulls with the San Diego Gulls 4-pack for tomorrow night coming up next. This update is presented by Macy's Backstage. We will begin this morning with the NFL, where the Raiders blow out the Chargers last night. Thursday Night Football, 63-21 was the final score. And we get 3 NFL games tomorrow, starting with the Vikings-Bengals at 10 a.m. Then it's the Steelers and the Colts at 1:30, followed by the Broncos-Lions at 5:15. College football bowl season begins tomorrow. We got the Myrtle Beach Bowl at 8 a.m. 6 bowl games tomorrow to kick off the year. And sticking with college football, San Diego State landing another quarterback, redshirt sophomore transfer from Florida State, A.J. Duffy. He'll be going into his sophomore season. He was the 10th rated quarterback prospect coming out of high school in 2022. What will you find at Macy's Backstage? How about the perfect holiday gifts, just $25 and under, like matching family PJs, fragrance sets, toys, and more. Find the latest trends, new arrivals at great prices at a Macy's Backstage store near you. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch here on a Friday morning. It's a Bar Car Friday. We got Frey Ranch coming in studio. Before we get any further along here, we do need to thank all our sponsors from yesterday and Wednesday at the Rady Children's Give-a-thon. Jersey Mike's, San Diego County Credit Union, Nova Kombucha, Cable Pipe and Leak Detection, India Motorcycle of San Diego, J-Lab Audio, and SeaWorld, making those 2 days possible. It was an extremely special 2 days here in San Diego, as we raised over $480,000 for Rady Children's Hospital. They don't turn away a single patient based on financial reasons. They do everything for the children in this community. And God forbid you ever need them, you are glad they are there. If you missed any of those shows, they are up on the free iHeartRadio app, and we will continue to send that message throughout the day today. The text line is still open for that. If you text 760 to 51555, you can still give a gift in support of the patients at Rady Children's Hospital. In just a moment, we are going to be joined by Aaron Cooney of the San Diego Gulls. They got a special game coming up tomorrow night, as it's the Winter Wonderland night, featuring the Teddy Bear Toss on Saturday, December 16th, tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. Arrive early to Pechanga Arena starting at 4 for a holiday-themed tailgate featuring photos with Santa and Mrs. Claus, live reindeer, Christmas carolers, and real snow. Be one of the first 8,000 fans in the arena. Get a free Gulls Hawaiian t-shirt. The fun continues when we shower the ice with teddy bears after your goals score the first goal of the evening. Get your tickets now at sandiegogulls.com/promotions. We also have a 4-pack of tickets to give away on the show today. And Aaron, if you're ready, man, can we get you some headphones on? We'll start this without the guys, but Aaron Cooney in studio right now on Big Rich, TD, and Fletch on a Friday morning. Gulls on a little bit of a winning streak now.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. I think the last time I popped in here was the home opener, and the Gulls won their first 2 games of the year. It's been a little bit of skid since then, but they've won 5 of the last 7. They've won 3 in a row coming in. This came off a pretty successful long road trip, the longest road trip in team history, out to the Midwest, where they won 4 out of 5 games. So, they're scoring almost 5 goals per game. Everything that they've kind of been preaching and working on beginning of the season is now starting to kind of flourish and take over. So you're seeing what they've been working on and what the coaching staff has kind of been preaching right now. And now it's just consistency to keep this going. It's paid off. Now we just want to do it on home ice.
We got Aaron Cooney in studio, the play-by-play voice of the Gulls. You could hear him on the iHeartRadio network here in San Diego. But Aaron, the Gulls starting to win a little bit tomorrow night. Special night down at Pechanga Arena.
Yeah, this one's always fun. The Winter Wonderland night. Plenty of festivities going on. We'll start with the pregame tailgate just outside Pechanga Arena at 4:00. You mentioned some of the things. What the photos with Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus, live reindeer, real snow, and I mean. They were talking a ton of it that we're going to try to remove afterwards as well. But all that going on, there's going to be Blue Line Blonde Ales from Mason Ale Works. They'll be doing those on a discounted price as well. And then, of course, the game. So the first 8,000 will get this Gulls Hawaiian shirt. I brought a couple for you guys as well.
Hang on.
This is the giveaway.
Fletch is salivating right now at that
Holy
shirt.
smokes. Look at these,
Look
Fletch.
at that.
Do you understand that he only wears free shirts? Hang on.
It's coming up.
He's popping the top.
That's right.
That's right. When he opened the door and I saw the shirt, I was like, oh, this when I bring it in, this might be right up his alley. We're going tarps off right on.
Yep.
I love it.
Right off the get-go.
Is it too early in the morning?
One size fits all.
XL.
One size fits all.
Look at that. Wow. A nice Gulls Hawaiian shirt. That is actually a great looking shirt.
Whoa, yeah, that is a good looking.
Man, you rock that, Fletch.
Yes.
Love it.
So you said the first 8,000 through the doors?
First 8,000 through the doors, taking home some of these. And I got a couple for you guys, but we'll leave here for the rest of the crew if anybody else wants one.
Absolutely.
And you know what? This is the only game of the year where we actually encourage fans to throw things on the ice with the teddy bear toss. One game of the year that you can do it. So this is one of the favorite things in hockey, and especially minor league hockey, where the Gulls score their first goal of the night. Everybody throws teddy bears onto the ice. And we take those teddy bears, we collect them, and then distribute them out with our nonprofit sponsors and get these out in the community and the kids. So that's the one game a year you are allowed to throw something onto the ice.
Aaron, have you ever had a situation where, you just had a brick wall in goal, the guy is just on fire. He's just standing on his head all night in that, and so nobody scored, and then all of a sudden he just steps aside to let one through so the teddy bears can
We went through this just last weekend when we were on the road. Our guy did it, right? He pitched a shutout on an opposing team teddy bear toss night, and it got to the point where they were like, you know what? We need everybody to throw their bears now because our team's not scoring. This was just this is a Saturday ago. Yep.
Wow. There wasn't they went and whispered in his ear and said, you need to let one go, buddy.
No.
I'm sure they tried
the skate.
Probably should had to flip out a couple greenbacks or something to help him out. Like maybe he'll let one in for you at that point. But no, he was going the whole way. And then they got to the point the PA guy came over and it's like, you know what? It's time for the teddy bear toss. And just you could tell fans they weren't thrilled about it, but it happens.
Yeah. So Aaron doesn't know about this at all, but yesterday during the Rady Children's Give-a-thon, Derek Dawson, salesman extraordinaire, extremely handsome guy with the San Diego Gulls, he was here volunteering, working the phone bank. And so during the Darren Smith show, Darren and I went over and said hi to Derek, and he was like, we got to up this somehow. You know what I'm going to do? The next two people to donate $500 are getting a 4-pack of VIP tickets to the Gulls. We're going to take care of you. Your kid can ride on the Zamboni between the first and second quarter or first and second period. And within literally 30 seconds, two different $1,000 and a $1,500 donation came in for that. So the Gulls have a special place in this community, and that was incredibly generous of you and the Gulls to do that yesterday, to become part of our Rady Children's Give-a-thon, and it raised money like that.
Quick question: is riding the Zamboni an option? I didn't know.
You have to be over 8 years old, which mental age.
Check.
So
is
we
option.
Did not realize that was something that maybe we could be a part of. So talk to us about the Zamboni.
This is where it's at. So you know what? Why don't we work on something? You guys come down to a game one time, and we'll work on getting you guys on the Zamboni as well. A little ride around
while eating macaroni.
Is there a weight loss or is there a weight limit on this? Because the three of us have lost like 110 pounds combined.
Have you seen the Zamboni?
Yeah, the Zambonis are huge.
I think we could pile everybody on the Zamboni.
I'd be able to. I tow something we can tow Ben in the back or something. We'll get a hitch and we'll bring it around like a sled.
That would be fantastic. Please let this happen.
Oh,
also, Aaron, don't give them ideas like that. They'll just run with it, man.
We really skated past, no pun intended, the live reindeer at tomorrow's event. Are they just going to be roaming freely throughout the sport.
We'll have them penned in. I think they'll. I don't want to get into like an Ernest Saves Christmas thing where they're up on the roof or something like that.
We're on the same page here because that's what I thought as well.
Oh my gosh. Aaron Cooney joining us live in studio right now. Again, join the San Diego Gulls for their Winter Wonderland night featuring the Teddy Bear Toss. This is coming up tomorrow night, 6 p.m. at Pechanga Arena. So all the festivities, like we just mentioned, begin at 4 o'clock. You can get photos with Santa and Mrs. Claus, the live reindeer you just mentioned. Don't ride the reindeer.
No, yeah, right.
And there's a 4-pack of tickets coming up here. If you just keep listening, we're gonna have an opportunity for some of our listeners to go out and join the fun. So it's and by the way, the most handsome Hawaiian shirts you've ever seen to the first 8,000 through the gate at Pechanga Arena tomorrow night.
You're gonna want to line up. That's stellar.
I mean, that's a great.
The less buttons, the better.
Yeah, right.
I think our designer helped put that together. Our graphic designer, and then we go to their promotions groups that we go and get these things from, and
Unreal.
we are.
Blue
Every giveaway
back.
is always pretty sharp.
You don't know this, Aaron, but I'm gonna wear this to a wedding I have coming up.
It's actually accurate.
Advisable.
It sounds like he's making that up. He is not. Yeah, that
That's
will
perfect.
be worn.
Tickets now available at sandiegogulls.com/promotion. So talk to us a little bit about the season. How are things going for the Gulls out there on the ice?
Yeah, I think we had a little bit of a rough November, kind of got through it. But here the last couple of weeks, I mean, team's really taken off. We've won 3 straight games. They've won 5 of the last 7, and just really starting to cruise. A lot of the work that the new coaching staff and this new system kind of came in. There's a lot of a big learning process you had to get through, but you're seeing that kind of pay off right now. The offense is there. They're nearly over the last 8 games, averaging nearly 5 goals per game. So that's good news going to the Teddy Bear Toss. We should not, hoping we don't run into that kind of brick wall goaltender ourselves with the offense where it's at right now. And you're getting the goaltending with a young goaltender that was just recently called up. He's the one that pitched a shout. Tomasz Sukanik is his name.
Yeah.
He was just named AHL Player of the Week just this past week. So he's everything's kind of clicking right now in the Gulls. Now it's just consistency. Got to keep this up.
Mm-hmm. You can kind of feel the buzz around the city here as things start to heat up, which is great. You guys seeing that as well out of the stadium?
Yeah, and I would mention to people, if you're looking to come to the game, tickets are starting to move pretty quick here as we get close to Saturday's game. So don't delay if you're looking for a fun night out on a Saturday here. That's the one. Get your tickets in before things go. But yeah, you can start to feel that buzz too. Gets pretty busy around the holidays for us. We've been around the community, and that kind of helps. We were at the Rady Children's Rink down at Liberty Station just this past Monday as well.
Very fun.
Big team event. So yeah, you can feel the buzz. The crowd, I'm sure crowds are thrilled to see the team playing a little bit better from where we were last month, and it's just going to continue.
All right, call right now, 844-570-1360. The number again, 844-570-1360. If you want to win a 4-pack of tickets to go see the Gulls tomorrow night and partake in the Winter Wonderland featuring that Teddy Bear Toss, you call right now. Caller number, Aaron, what caller number should get it? Number
7.
7. Okay. Lucky number 7 is going to be able to go take the family out to the ice, enjoy all of the fun at Pechanga Arena. Again, remember, first 8,000 through the gate gets some of the most handsome Hawaiian shirts I've ever seen in my life.
Are you sure you don't want to go caller 8,000 in honor of the amount of shirts given away? What? It'd be fun.
And if you aren't going to the game, if you don't win these tickets, you don't buy tickets, you can listen to Aaron on the free iHeartRadio app. Just search San Diego Gulls. Aaron does the play-by-play work, does an awesome job.
All right, sandiegogulls.com/promotions for your tickets right now, or call 844-570-1360 to win those tickets. Aaron, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me on, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you bet.
You.
There he is, Aaron Cooney, San Diego Gulls. And coming up next, how does a legend make an exit? We'll talk about that. But first, I want to talk to you about my feet. So at the Good Feet store, they've got these incredible arch supports. These arch supports can help you mitigate some of the pain that you're feeling in your lower body, joints. I struggled with back pain to finish my NFL career. It really hampered me in my everyday life. So 6 years in the NFL, I used to wake up every day toward the end of my season really struggling, right? Searing pain down my leg, sometimes numbness, sometimes tingling in my feet. It was awful. Well, my career ended. It's not like the pain went away. And I was trying to figure out, all right, what do I do next? Like, how do I figure this out? Well, it turns out it was my feet the whole time. Your feet are the foundation of the rest of your body. So if you're dealing with back pain, knee pain, hip pain, foot or ankle pain, and you just can't seem to find relief. This holiday season, give yourself the gift of pain relief by going to the Good Feet store. They've got 200 plus locations around the United States and overseas. They've got 30 years of experience helping you deal with that pain and helping you have better bounce, better recovery, better performance in anything you do. Your search to start at goodfeet.com.
Hey, what's going on, guys? We talk a lot here about sdfatloss.com, and I'll tell you why. Because I have done the fad diets, all right? I've done the counting calories. I've done the eating gross granola bars, drinking shakes. I've actually done these B12 injections, and they haven't worked. You know why? Because I've yo-yo dieted. I've lost a lot of weight, and then as soon as I'm done with the diet, boom, I gain all the weight right back. That's where sdfatloss.com comes in. They do it right. They show you the correct way to lose weight quickly, by the way, because in 2 months' time, I lost 30 plus pounds. Unbelievable. But then they show you how to keep that weight off. The coaches, the staff over there, they know what they're doing. Trust us. As a show, we collectively have lost over 120 pounds. It's been unbelievable. And right now, if you're thinking it's the holidays, I don't know if I want to start right now, but I would like to save some money. Well, they're going to offer you $200 off with the holiday special now through December 31st. So lock in the savings. You can start the program right away if you like, or if you go, I got my New Year's resolutions coming up here at the start of the year. That's when I want to kick this thing off. No problem. You'll save $200 right now. sdfatloss.com. Schedule your free consultation today at sdfatloss.com. Oh, and coming up, we're going to talk some football, I think.
Big Rich, TD, and Fletch with you this morning. Ton of fun already. We gave away those Winter Wonderland tickets for the Gulls. We still have Holiday Bowl tickets coming up. You got Louisville coming to town, USC. This is going to be December 27, 5 p.m. at Petco Park, followed by KGB Sky Show. So if you're looking for a pair of tickets to go see the 44th annual DirecTV Holiday Bowl, just keep listening. All right, so a lot has been made about what happened last night on Thursday Night Football. You have Brandon Staley's job very much in question for the Chargers. I actually don't think there's a question. I don't think he's going to have a job at the end of the season. It's just a matter of when. However, simultaneously, across the conference on the opposite side of the country, Bill Belichick's kind of going through it too. So the Patriots have been awful this season, and there's no saving this season. But is there saving Belichick's job? Well, there are certain people who believe there's no way the Patriots fire him. Well, this week, Tom Curran of NBC Sports Boston, somebody who covered the team when I was playing for the Patriots, he's been covering them a long time before I got there, a long time after, says that he's got it on pretty good record that the Patriots are moving on from Bill Belichick. And this was decided all the way back when they were in Germany this year.
They're going to beat the Chiefs this weekend because of all this.
I would not bet on that. I would not go with that.
That would be insane.
But can't you
bet.
just see that
Right.
happening, though? Like, Bill Belichick is being slandered by the media this entire week. Every press conference he's gotten up to the podium, and everyone only questions him about his job. And he just says, we're getting ready for Kansas City. We're just getting ready for Kansas City. We're getting ready for Kansas City.
The whole season.
But yeah, can't you imagine that they just go out and beat the Chiefs? Now, Rich, you're right. When Tom Curran says something, he doesn't often take a stance like this where he's reporting something. He's usually just talking about what's happening with the team. He's reporting that this decision has already been made up. Now, he did leave himself an out by saying, of course, things could change, which I just think that's weak when you're talking about something like that. But of course, things can change. And can he save his job? Not this year, but is the public pressure from the fan base enough to save his job? Absolutely. It is.
The public pressure from the fan base. I don't know if the fan base is calling for him to keep his job.
There are plenty of New England Patriots fans who stand on the argument of what he's done for us, and he should be able to go out on his own terms.
Yeah, I bet it's waning though. I mean, look, when you get used to winning, as soon as it stops, it gets cold real fast.
Yeah.
So I mean, I could see them going, we need to change something somewhere. Look. During the Tom Brady days, every single season, it was a rocket ship of a team. People wanted to go play with Tom Brady. It was easy to recruit people. It was easy to get people to come along because you were probably going to go to the Super Bowl. I mean, and then you had a great chance of winning the damn thing when you got there. But now that team isn't built. That team isn't there. Nobody wants to go to New England, so it appears at the moment. And so, they have to get back to this winning culture, and they probably will. I just don't know if it's with Bill Belichick, and I could see them saying it's time to freshen things up here.
Well, there's no happy endings in football. Like, there are so few players who get to go out the way they want, so few head coaches who get to go out the way they want. Most of the time, it's unplanned. Most of the time, it's before you're ready to say goodbye. Most of the time, it's with a different football team than you want to say goodbye with. I mean, Joe Montana finished his career with the Kansas City Chiefs. Brett Favre went to the Jets and the Vikings before he called it a career. I mean, that is as niner of a human being as can be, and that is as Packer of a quarterback as there ever was. And both of those guys finished with different franchises. Peyton Manning, for crying out loud, finished his career as a Denver Bronco.
Tom Brady Bucks.
It's just how this goes. And so many coaches, by the way, have been fired at the end of their career. Just go back. The best coaches in the game have been fired at the end of their career. So Bill Belichick most likely will be no different. The question is, will he be traded before he's fired? That has been tossed around a lot.
Now, that's what messes up my brain. Because does Bill Belichick have to be the one to trade himself?
Kinda, sorta. So he is the acting general manager, and so he's in charge of it too. But the owner, obviously, Robert Kraft, has final say on, any major decision with the franchise. He can veto anything he wants because Bill, after all, is an employee of the Patriots. However, Bill, just like any diva receiver or quarterback, can step in the way of any trade he wants. And also, I mean, does it really make sense for Bill to be traded? because wherever he goes is going to be giving up capital
Right.
in order to get him.
Right. There would be
I'm
no
glad that
reason.
the Sean Payton thing happened within the last couple of years, so we have something to point to, because it's probably a similar trade value, honestly, when you think about it. So if Bill Belichick is going to have to move somewhere, what did Sean Payton end up getting traded, quote unquote, for?
First rounder.
Yeah. So, like, if, say, Bill Belichick ends up just throwing out a name there, the Washington Commanders, are the Washington Commanders then having to give up a first-round draft pick to get him? And who barters that deal? Because Bill Belichick might not want to go somewhere that doesn't have a first-round pick.
Well, and it would depend on what the team looks like that he's going to. I mean, Sean Payton, rather, was going to the Denver Broncos, where they're already locked in with a quarterback that he can look at and at least thought, I can fix this guy, and kind of looks like it's working there. So it depends on what the team is. If Bill Belichick is going to the Packers, does he look at Jordan Love and go, yeah, that's my guy moving forward? I don't know. And so does he want to give up a first round pick to go coach the Packers?
So the Payton trade was a first round pick and a second rounder. And it was Payton and a third rounder back to the Broncos. So Payton and a third rounder to Denver. Denver sends a first and second to the Saints.
And you would think similar compensation, right?
I would assume so, because Bill also is much older than Sean Payton. So you're not going to get Bill for as long as Sean Payton, and also
but a better resume
contract. Yeah. It's tricky. I mean, here's the reality of the situation. I don't think Bill will go for it. Bill is a ruthless businessman, if he's anything else. Think about how many players he disallowed to get old on his roster, right? There were no legacy contracts given in New England. He
like
was
to a fault.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like Welker played good years outside of New England.
Tom Brady won a Super Bowl outside of New England.
Vince Wilfork, same thing. Played a lot of good years outside of New England. Plenty of offensive linemen, plenty of skill position players have been let go or traded away before their time was up in New England, and it's just the way he did business. Will he do it for himself? The answer is no. He's going to make the Patriots pay every single friggin' dollar they owe to him.
And they just signed him to a new contract this offseason. So I don't know where this is all going. A lot of people are saying the Chargers are the sexy move. I just don't see that happening. I don't think he's going to end up teaming up with the Spanoses, because another thing Bill Belichick is used to is one of the best ownership groups in all of football.
Yeah. Yep.
And he's not going to go from the best to the worst. He's also, I don't think, going to want to live in LA. I just don't think that that's happening.
Yeah, but I feel like the Spanoses have been pretty good at being pretty quiet during this time of turmoil that appears to be happening between Brandon Staley and the team and the media. So it's almost like, no, look, Bill Belichick, the front office does have it together. So they may be trying to shore some things up. It just seems like
they won't pay him.
Long shot.
That's
it.
That's it. Listen, the whole situation here with the Spanos family, the reason why they keep going to the same place with the Norv Turner, who was hired as an OC, or Mike McCoy or Anthony Lynn or Brandon Staley, is because these are always the second tier coaching hires, offensive or defensive coordinators who they hire on for cheap. And then as a result, end up having underwhelming performances as head coaches. They're not going to pay a guy $20+ million to come in and coach all of a sudden. They just don't have that kind of money.
Why does the national media not understand that?
Oh, it's just ridiculous.
Because everyone is saying, like, he's going to the Chargers.
Oh, there's no way.
He's going to team up with Justin Herbert. I don't see any possibility that's where he ends up.
Well, that headline is so much better than Bill Belichick won't get paid by the Chargers.
Yeah, it's going to be something like the Commanders, who have a brand new ownership group with Magic Johnson, a lot of money flooding into the program all of a sudden. They need a completely new look. Maybe this is their opportunity to make a big splash this offseason. And who knows? I mean, they're going to be picking relatively high in the draft. We'll see what happens. I mean, the truth is, I don't know where he goes next, but I do know this. It feels like it's not going to be New England based on Tom Curran's reporting. All right, listen, we've got the holiday season coming up. It's really quickly approaching. What's the best gift you can give yourself or to a family member? How about this? An actual weight loss plan that works. That's what we did for ourselves here on Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. And when we say it works, we're not just messing around. Like the first 2 weeks with SDFatLoss.com, we lost combined 60+ pounds. It was absolutely absurd.
This awesome shirt I got from the San Diego Gulls, I didn't fit in 2 months ago.
Oh, there's no chance. That would look like a sausage casing right now.
It was
3 months ago.
honestly, as Fletch was calling out the numbers he was losing in those first 2 weeks, I'm like, he's a liar. He's a liar. I want to see these numbers.
We thought he had an autoimmune disorder. We thought something else was wrong. No, it was incredible. Honestly, we were losing weight so fast. There was a point where I called up Wayne and Chloe, our weight loss team over at sdfatloss.com, and I was like, hey, is this okay? I'm a little nervous. And they're like, no, it's fine. You were just very fat just a few days ago, and now you're less fat. It was actually really amazing. It was a great feeling. When something works and there's a little bit of positive momentum going on, especially when you do it with a couple of buddies or with a wife, a spouse, whoever you're doing it with, whoever you partner with, you're not alone either way, because Wayne and Chloe are great. They check in with you. They have an integrated application that you can use. It really, really makes this a much easier process. Look, we've tried everything. I think independently from each other for years, we've all been trying to lose weight. I know that I've went the route where I find a fad diet online and I'm like, oh yeah, this is going to work for me. What is this? You just breathe for days and that's it? Great. Well, it doesn't work. In the end, whatever weight you lose, you gain it right back. Well, with sdfatloss.com, not only do they have a weight loss plan, they also have a way for you to maintain your weight loss. That's what I love about it the most. They don't stop checking in with you just because you're out of the weight loss phase. No, as you're maintaining your weight loss, they check in with you. Wayne and Chloe have been great for us. Again, sdfatloss.com is the website. 858-665-3211 is the number to dial. And during the holiday season, they have this $200 off promotion going on right now through December 31st. So you can lock in the savings now. You could get the program started before the holiday season begins, or you could wait till the start of January to get it going for yourself or a family member. sdfatloss.com, sdfatloss.com.
Hour 2, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. This update presented by the Jim Patrol Real Estate Team. NFL Raiders blow out the Chargers last night on Thursday Night Football, 63-21. We get 3 NFL games tomorrow. Vikings, Bengals, 10 a.m. Steelers, Colts at 1:30. Probably the best game of the weekend. Broncos, Lions at 5:15. College football bowl season begins tomorrow. There's 6 games. The first one's the Myrtle Beach Bowl. Sticking with college football, San Diego State landing another quarterback. He's going to be a redshirt sophomore next year, transfer from Florida State. His name is A.J. Duffy. He was the 10th rated quarterback prospect coming out of high school in 2022. Would you like to know what your home would sell for today? Get a simple text message with your home's value by texting your address to 855-600-6000. You'll get no phone call, just a text. Jim Patrol has the buyer. Simply text your address to 855-600-6000.
Yeah! Woo! Happy Friday to those who celebrate. Big Rich, TD, Fletch with you live in studio for the first time since Monday this week. What a week it was, though. A special thanks to Rady Children's Hospital for coming in and partnering with us on this amazing give-a-thon over the past 2 days. This was an incredible event and an insanely profitable event for all the kids over at Rady Children's Hospital. Over $480,000 raised so far. And the reason why I say so far is because there are still opportunities to donate. So 51555 is still a live text link. If you send that in and you just write 760, they'll send you a link back. You have an opportunity to still donate. That's going to be live all week long. But a huge thanks to everybody who contributed. A huge thanks to some of our sponsors.
Yeah, Jersey Mike's, San Diego County Credit Union, Nova Kombucha, Cable Pipe and Leak Detection, Indian Motorcycle of San Diego, J-Lab Audio, SeaWorld, Sesame Place. You know, I love that the list keeps getting longer and longer because the amount of companies, amount of businesses, establishments that go, we want to be a part of it. Can we be a part of it somehow? And absolutely, we welcome the sponsors with open arms.
And even companies that didn't donate money to get that thing on the air for 2 days, but the companies that just drop stuff off. Topo Chico dropping off a bunch of sparkling waters, which I had like 10 of. Thank you, Topo Chico.
All day long.
That's right.
Dave and Buster's, who dropped off a couple arcade games for the kids to play in. And by the kids, I mean Travis Dale. Galaga is out there. There's one of those machines where it's like you put the key in the hole thing.
I beat that one.
Oh, of course you did.
I unlocked it.
They bring these in for the like 7 through 14-year-olds we had through the studio the last couple of days, and Travis Dale has the high score on both of them.
Well, look.
Yeah,
that's
something we got to talk about.
They walked over and they wanted to play, and I was like, "Yeah, get in line, kid."
Did you see? I've got a stack of quarters.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
As little Reef looks up to him and says, "Hey, I just survived cancer. I want to play
I'm
Galaga."
concentrating.
Yeah, Reef, you're gonna have to wait in line.
That's right. And that line is behind me, pal.
And thank you to all the families who came in and shared their stories with us. I know that with 2 little kids, an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old, many times already in their young lives, I found myself over at Rady Children's Hospital, meeting with specialists. Fortunately for us, there's never been a long stay over there. There've been instances where you got to like clear things, right? You got to check something with a specialist because, I don't know, mole looks weird, or, you're worried about hearing or something like that. And it's, those are scary moments. And when you have a children's hospital network like Rady in San Diego, where you don't got to drive out of state like certain people have to, where you don't have to drive to a different county like some folks have to in this country, where it's right in our backyard. It's incredible the work that they do and the advancements that they have. And it's all thanks to people generously donating, like over the past 2 days here with the Give-a-thon.
Well, Rich, the folks you're talking about who have to drive across the country are driving to Rady Children's Hospital.
Yeah.
So it's right here in our backyard, but they're serving patients worldwide. And yesterday, I think all but 4 of the beds in the cancer center were full. So, Rich, like you said, it hasn't been a long stay for you. It is a long stay for them.
Yeah.
They're going to be here through Christmas this year. They are going to be at Rady Children's probably through the New Year. So that's where your money is going, to make Christmas and New Year's and the holiday season a little bit better for the kids and the families who are going to be in Rady Children's Hospital throughout this holiday time. Not with their families. They're going to be there.
The point is, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, no question about it.
760-51555. Donations still open.
Moving on from something insanely positive to something somewhat depressing, if you look ahead to the weekend slate of games in the NFL,
Lions Broncos is the best game we got.
wow. So coming up tomorrow, the only game of real consequence, since there's no more college football, we're into bowl season.
Bowl
now.
game starts tomorrow. There's 6 of them tomorrow.
Yeah. They're not great ones, but bowl season has begun, but the NFL will compete with that on Saturdays. I would say it's Pittsburgh, Indianapolis. So Mitchell Trubisky is the starting quarterback in Pittsburgh. So yikes. It's the Minshew mania still going on in Indianapolis, but this is for the AFC wild card. This is a huge legacy game for Mike Tomlin. He needs to string together some wins to make sure that this is above a 500 season for him.
They're 7-6,
which
this is in the balance. And by the way, TD needs the Steelers to win. I think you took the over.
Yes, I do need the Steelers to win.
So their over-under was set at 9 games.
Yeah.
TD was the only one that took the over. Like, if we're talking about legacy, Pocky One Chip Challenge is legacy.
I'm going to die if I eat the Pocky One Chip.
I am so excited that. Am I still in a lot of trouble here?
All 3 of us are in trouble.
Damn it.
This is literally, there's like 4 games left for most teams outside of the Chargers and Raiders. There's a possibility this ends in a 3-way tie.
Just
it's
so we're clear,
extremely close.
The last time we talked about this of you being in trouble was Monday.
Right.
There's been 1 game.
Right. I was just hopeful. Okay,
I guess
Travis.
there's been 2.
Don't you dash my hope.
So Rich and I took or maybe I was the only one that took the under on the Chargers. I'll go check it, but I think Rich and I both took the under on the Chargers, so that hurt you.
Yeah, I did. I know,
God.
Dude. I know I did not have faith in the Chargers. Screw you, Travis, you idiot.
Right. What'd you do on Carolina?
You had the Carolina Panthers winning 8 games this season, Rich.
I don't want to talk about it. Look, the problem is Saturday is a big problem.
Hold on. That's not the only playoff implications here. The Broncos-Lions game has some playoff implications. The Broncos need to win to stay in the hunt.
That game is bigger than the Steelers-Colts game. Maybe implications-wise, yes, but in terms of watchability, in terms of major playoff implications, that Broncos-Lions game is huge.
That has arguably the best game, no question, is that one. Most consequential, it's probably Pittsburgh, Indianapolis in terms of their playoff hopes, but Broncos-Lions is insanely a better game than Pittsburgh Colts.
Important note to make, while Broncos and Lions are kicking off, somebody who considers this show one of his best friends, Patty the Batty Pimblett, is going to be starting his fight with Tony Ferguson at UFC 296, which I will be locked into because Patty walked into the studio one day and said, "Who the F let you wear that shirt?" Or how does he talk? It's the Liverpool accent. I can never do it.
Yeah. Who has a Liverpool accent that I can mimic?
Patty the Batty.
Well, yeah. Paul McCartney, I guess, is from Liverpool. Liverpool is kind of like this. Well, it's a little bit of doobly-doo. It's that Patty Pimblett fella. He's going to go with that and he's going to...
What's your name, lad? Fletch? Who the F let you walk out of that house with that shirt on? That's Irish.
Why would you wear a shirt like that? You get that for free from the Gulls.
No matter what, Patty the Batty, one of our best friends, biggest fight of his career tomorrow night.
I wouldn't wear that unless I had 799,000 of my friends around.
Biggest fight of his life tomorrow night. We care deeply about him.
No question.
That's right. Yeah, you do care deeply about him.
Yeah, Patty the Batty was awesome in studio, and he was hawking a weed brand.
Sucking joints.
Oh, dude, and it was amazing because I'm pretty sure the people who came in with were partaking in some of the festivities.
It smelled like pot in here for a week.
Oh yeah, I was saying it. They reeked. It was weed, which was fun because when we booked that, we didn't realize it was to go schlep his weed brand.
No.
Yeah, no.
So we were talking about fighting. We were talking about all this stuff. And then at some point, we're just like, so did you guys spark up like right before the interview? Or
when they handed us all those weed brand hats.
Yeah.
Like, got it. Oh, gotcha. Gotcha.
So anyways, that's a big fight on Saturday night. You have, again, Denver, Detroit, probably the best game on Saturday. Sunday.
What? You don't want to watch Vikings Bengals? Will any points be scored?
Jake Browning. What's the quarterback for Minnesota's name? It's not the Pastronaut. He's not the emergency.
Nick Mullins.
Yeah.
No. Oh, yeah. And then Jaron Allen is his backup.
Jaron Hill.
Jaron
Hall.
Jaron Hall.
Jaron Hall is okay. So they've had so much. It's been Kirk Cousins, then Jaron Hall. Then Jaron Hall got hurt. Then they traded for Dobbs. Dobbs came in. He was the starting quarterback until he was benched for Nick Mullins.
And now Josh Dobbs is actually the emergency third string quarterback going into this game.
Correct.
Cool.
Because the Vikings scored a total of 3 points last week.
Cool.
Right.
Justin Jefferson.
2023, the year of the backup, I'm over it.
Yeah, it's getting sad. And then Sunday, we don't have much else to look forward to as well, because outside of Dallas, Buffalo, and Baltimore, Jacksonville, it's pretty bleak.
I'm calling it right now. Patriots upset the Chiefs.
Holy smokes.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right. Well, why don't you save it for barrel picks?
Okay.
Later in the show, we have our barrel picks. And by the way, we have to keep track of that as well. So I lost my first barrel pick. I
won.
said that the over was going to hit on the Dallas game. It did not. So I'm over on that so far. We just started doing this last week. What did you win?
I picked the Broncos to beat the Chargers.
Ew, I lost.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you and they were favored in the game and they covered. Yeah.
Well, no, they were actually dogs in the game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I took the Lions minus 3.5 against the Bears. The Bears beat the crap out of the
I would
Lions.
like to point out that Tony Kanja said that if I lost, I was going to work the bar there at KMB Bistro. Okay.
So TD is the only one who escapes with the victory.
Yeah, it's 1-0-0.
Oh damn.
There's no chip behind this one.
No,
though.
there's no chip.
Why?
We
Why can't there be a chip
No,
on this one?
no. But we'll find something to put on it. Maybe it'll be like a sweet muffin.
It's a spice muffin. Spice muffin. Yeah, sure. Well, I forgot I was going to have to do this. So let's talk about Thursday night football. Chargers at Raiders. The Raiders sneak by the Bolts with a 63-21 victory. If you started rookie quarterback Aiden O'Connell, he went 20 for 34, 248 yards and 4 touchdowns. What's all the pointing? What are you pointing?
Yeah, we're just whispering things to each other.
Just
You're
do
doing
your
a
thing, bro.
great
You're
job.
doing awesome.
No. Why are you just going to let me flounder out here?
We're not talking about you. We're talking about the show. Do your thing.
You just get so distracted.
Listen.
Please, no one text Travis right now.
Oh, for the love of God.
Tara Reid is speaking out about her relationship with Tom Brady. Finally, okay? They dated back in 2001.
What?
It's time.
That was a thing?
It's been 22 years. Yeah. And Tara Reid is saying, Tom Brady, well, that guy used to be fun. Wow. Now, I don't know if you've seen Tara Reid recently.
Let me look her up.
But I don't know if she should be calling people out, especially Tom Brady, who has left perfect impressions of butt cheeks out on the ass sand of Miami, Florida. Okay. This guy is physically fit. He's built. He's doing stfatloss.com. I can't confirm that. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Tara Reid.
She was like the it girl for years.
Yeah. I mean,
The
for
Van
a handful,
Wilder days, the
for a
American
handful
Pie
of years.
days.
Yeah, there was a handful of years.
Just type in Tara
I
Reid
know.
2023.
I saw Sharknado.
Okay. Holy smokes.
Right.
All right.
Also, there's some new photos of Taylor Swift in her 34th birthday party.
Okay.
She's got some stems.
Okay. Hang on.
Okay.
Also, on the San Diego Sports 760 Twitter account, which like Jim Russell, myself, and maybe Jonathan Rifkind are the ones who are doing stuff on there, all of a sudden a bunch of Taylor Swift AI images have been popping up on that feed.
What? Why?
Not exactly clean AI images of Taylor Swift.
Interesting.
Oh, got
Interesting.
it. Send us the link.
Yeah, that would be for the best. Thank you. All right, so we skipped it in the opening hour of the show, but every day we do our morning monologue. And so who wants to go first? Let's
The boys have been off the air since yesterday morning. They have to get this off their chest. It's the morning monologue.
You're damn right. You're damn right.
You forgot about that.
I certainly did. I've never heard it before. I've missed a lot. Fletch, why don't you go first?
All right.
You were anxious with that
Right.
button.
It'll be quick, but it's just nice to see there is some legitimate juice behind this San Diego State football program. So a couple days ago, Danny O'Neal, the 3-star quarterback out of Indiana, from high school straight to the Aztecs, he gets committed here. He announces it on his own social media with the hashtag #BeTheAlpha. That's Sean Lewis's hashtag. And then a couple days later, yesterday, transfer quarterback from Florida State. His name is AJ Duffy. He was the 10th rated prospect out of his high school, transfers into San Diego. He will be a redshirt sophomore next year when he takes the field for the Aztecs. So there is legitimate juice behind this program where quarterbacks from around the country who are highly touted by SEC teams, by big schools, are now thinking, okay, it's time to come to San Diego State because this offense is going to be electric. At least that is the promise that we are getting from head coach Sean Lewis and the staff that is being rounded out as we speak. So it is nice to look across this community and see, oh, there is legitimate excitement here for San Diego State football in 2023, both from the transfers, both from the high schoolers, and from the community itself.
Yeah, I just to back up that point a little bit, I completely agree with you. This is the most excited I think fans have been of San Diego State football in an off season since I've been the color analyst, and I'm here for it. I think that Coach Sean Lewis has done a nice job publicizing this program. I think that there's been a lot more interest in the moves that they've made this offseason. Look, nothing world-changing has happened here, right? This program has always been able to get 3-star and 4-star recruits at quarterback, but what's different is the feeling that we all have in anticipation, waiting to see the offense displayed. Now, if they can get one of these quarterbacks, whether a transfer or a high school recruit, to play and have proof of concept, well, that's when all of a sudden maybe you can lure a 5-star to this program. Maybe all of a sudden you can get a transfer from a major program and come in and say, no, I want to play for that offense because I could put a video game numbers. That's the sincere hope. I'll be really quick with my monologue because I wanted to respond to what Ben said there. My monologue is this. I am really tired of how many changes have been made in the NFL that have watered down the product. I'm backing up what Tom Brady said just over a month ago. I think that the NFL product has suffered greatly due to rule changes. And I think that the competition committee has to go back this offseason and really think about how many more changes they want to make. I was in favor of the hip drop tackle going away as a result of some of the injuries we've seen this season. But really, when you boil it down to it, two, like a running back and a tight end,
right?
Even though their stars have gone down as a result of the hip drop tackle, at least in my mental count, if you keep making changes to this game and you keep legislating the violence out of the sport of football, you're going to have an unrecognizable product that I don't think is going to be viable anymore.
That's very true.
They got to be real careful with any further changes they make, and they have to weigh and balance the interest in this game before they make any further changes this offseason.
Well, and also when you start making those changes, you start opening up the gray area of how that flag's going to be thrown. What tackle are you seeing? Is that a hip drop tackle? Is it close enough? All of a sudden, there's more flags, which, by the way, not only with the rule changes, but what rules are being called a penalty? I mean, I can't even follow it sometimes, and they skate that gray area out on the field to where it angers me of when a flag is thrown or when it's not thrown, or vice versa, where I feel like they got to shore up something here on the penalties that are called or are not called out on the field. My monologue goes to a number of messages that I've received over the past couple days. And the past couple days, we were doing the iHeartRadio Radio Children's Give-a-thon, and messages sent to my Instagram, Facebook, on Twitter, people reaching out saying, thank you for what you guys are doing. Thank you for helping out the kids. Look, don't thank us. We are thanking you. So as much as I appreciate the messages, as much as I absolutely love to see them, they warm my heart. I love you guys as listeners. Please know that you are all the stars. It's not us here. It's not us behind the mic. We are just a vessel. We're three idiots cracking the mic, getting to talk to fantastic people like the guest who came in, the patients from Rady, the parents from Rady, the staff at Rady, and all of you listeners. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for every single thing you guys do and every single thing that you contributed here during the iHeartRadio Rady Children's Give-a-thon.
And CD, I went back and found, you asked earlier this morning, what was the moment that made you cry on day one?
Mm-hmm.
I went back and found it. It's 5 seconds. I'll play this audio right now because Rich hasn't heard it and I want to see Rich cry. So this is from our conversation with Reef, who was this incredible little boy who had a smile that would light up a room. And he put on his little bio sheet that he thinks his doctor, Dr. Levy, was a superhero. So I asked him about it. Well, I have a note here that says that Dr. Levy is a superhero. And that's something that you said. How do you feel about Dr. Levy?
He's amazing. I would probably be dead without him.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, that's that was story after story, saving lives there at Rady.
Yeah. Well, listen, for years now we've been doing this and participating in it, and it's been an incredible honor for all of us to have any small part in helping out. Like it truly has been an honor. So again, a thank you to our listeners who contributed. A thank you to everybody out there who works for Rady Children's Hospital in any capacity, whether you volunteer sometimes around the holiday season or high times or busy times for them, or if it's something that just comes up once a year where you just give a little bit of money, something spare that you have in the cup holder, skip a coffee, spend it on some of the kids during the holiday season. We thank everybody.
Yeah, man. Yeah, yes, we do. And a hard way to pivot out of that, but I will, about my truck. My GMC truck. In fact, I got a buddy last weekend. He asked me for some help, and I said, hey, you know what? Unfortunately, I can't be there, but I'll let you borrow my truck. And so he did. And it was cool, man, because when he brought it back, he went, that's a nice truck. And I said, yeah, it is. Come on. He had to tow a trailer. He said it towed it with ease, couldn't even feel the thing behind it. That's one of the reasons I love my GMC truck, because not only is it strong, powerful, but man, it's beautiful, and man, it's comfy. And if you're looking for one, go to North County Cadillac GMC. They have the inventory. They're going to have the truck you're looking for. Go check them out. In fact, I'm not the only one saying they're great, because they were voted San Diego's best domestic auto dealer in the San Diego Union Tribune Readers Poll. And Jamie, the GM over there, his team, they're going to hook you up. They're going to help you save big this December on Cadillac and GMC models. So whether you're looking for a car, you're looking for a truck, you're looking for an SUV, they're going to take care of you, and you're going to get the best prices around. And I'm telling you, when I talk about inventory, they're the only ones who have that specific truck, car, SUV you're looking for. Don't wait. Treat yourself this holiday season. Go get one of those big old bows. Go ahead and jam it up on the truck when you bring it home. Put it in your driveway and just smile. Maybe take a few pictures, post it. Go down there and visit North County Cadillac GMC in the heart of the Escondido Auto Mall. Test drive and experience vehicles like the GMC Sierra 1500, which I have owned a couple now, and I absolutely love them. Or you can shop their huge selection of inventory online. North County Cadillac GMC. North County Cadillac GMC. Exceeding your expectations every time.
Jared Smith, Fox Sports Radio. He sets your betting lines. Coming up next. This update is presented by the Jim Patrol Real Estate Team. Beginning in the NFL, Raiders blow out the Chargers last night on Thursday Night Football, 63-21. We got 3 NFL games coming up tomorrow. Vikings, Bengals, 10 a.m. Steelers, Colts, 1:30. Broncos, Lions at 5:15. College football bowl season begins tomorrow. It's the Myrtle Beach Bowl at 8 a.m. 6 bowl games on the first Saturday of the season. Sticking with college football, San Diego State landing another quarterback, redshirt sophomore transfer from Florida State, A.J. Duffy. He was the 10th rated quarterback prospect coming out of high school in 2022. And in the UFC, our buddy Patty the Batty taking on Tony Ferguson tomorrow night on UFC 296. That's going to be awesome. Would you like to know what your home would sell for today? Get a simple text message with your home's value by texting your address to 855-600-6000. You'll get no phone call, just a text. Jim Buttrell has the buyer. Simply text your address to 855-600-6000.
Big Rich, Sheedy, and Fletch at San Diego Sports 760. It is a Bar Cart Friday brought to you by Keg and Bottle. 10 locations all throughout San Diego County. Tony Condra going to be joining us here at 8 o'clock. We got Frey Ranch coming in. We've got some Frey Ranch swag bags I think we're giving away.
Oh, yeah.
We've got some Holiday Bowl tickets we're going to be giving away. We got to do barrel picks. We got to do top shelf. We got bottom of the barrel. We got all kinds of stuff going on. I can do some light reading real quick.
Yeah, the 8 o'clock hour is very, very busy. This is perfect timing for a guest to be on the show because Travis was gifted some dirty magazines for Christmas here just moments ago.
What?
So
Fletch is on the phone. He's going to come in and take them.
yeah, we're going to have a quick look at those. Perfect timing for Jared Smith, our Fox Sports Radio lead betting analyst. You can also hear him on Countdown to Kickoff. That's Fox Sports, Saturdays, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Pacific time, alongside me and Brian Noe. That show coming up tomorrow morning. Jared, how you doing, buddy?
Well, Rich, I'll tell you what. I was in the building last night at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, and I guess the way to fix the Raiders' offense is just have me show up because that was something special.
Yeah,
Aiden. Or, play the Chargers.
Or that.
Yeah, or play the Chargers. That'll help too.
How many of the Aiden O'Connell prop bets did you have going last night?
I didn't have Aiden O'Connell, but the funny thing is I had an Easton Stick attempts prop, and he didn't hit it until the last drive. So everyone else is cleared out of the building. The score is 63-14 with 2 minutes left. And I'm sitting there like a jackwagon screaming for Easton Stick to attempt 2 more passes on the last drive. And thankfully he got there.
We welcome all of our listeners who are joining us on the app. Jared Smith joins us every single week of the NFL season to get your betting lines all up to date and ready for the weekend slate of games, which begins tomorrow, Jared. We got Saturday games for the first time this season. Anything you're eyeing on the Saturday, like the opening salvo of the NFL for tomorrow?
I mean, Trubisky on the road is a scary entity. I saw that line move a little bit towards Pittsburgh, but I still kind of like the Colts under a field goal here. You're telling me that Trubisky on the road is going to go into Indy and win like that's a tough task based on what we see with the Steelers. Although it is one of those kind of backs against the wall games for them, and they have proven over the years that when their backs are against the wall, they do win. But I think the number favors the Colts, and I would say Indy would be a play for me on Saturday.
Jared, here's one that's kind of blowing my mind. Cowboys are dogs against the Bills. Bills favored by 2. Where do you go with this?
Yeah, you're kind of picking up the sneaky trap lines that Vegas likes to throw at you. And I use that phrase tongue in cheek. I think it's the right number if you consider where Dallas is and where Buffalo has been over the course of the long haul. But recency bias, right? That's a pretty interesting persuasion tool. And the recency bias says Dallas is hot, Dak Prescott's the MVP, and Buffalo is dealing with the Sean McDermott stuff. But they went into Kansas City last week, and I think they showed you that they're still a pretty mentally tough team. But overall, I think this is a game that Buffalo's favored. They're favored for a reason. And Dallas, they're a sell-high team right now. So I actually think Buffalo is kind of my favorite play of the week. One of those, again, sneaky spots where you think the wrong team is favored, but the market kind of gets it right. And if the Bills can find a way to, continue that offensive, they've been kind of, I didn't love what I saw last week from Buffalo, but they gritted that game out. And I think they'll have an easier time against the Cowboys defense this week at home. And Dallas on the road, they don't win on the road compared to at home. So I think this is a spot for Buffalo where they can continue their postseason push this week.
Jared, did I hear you right? Did I just screw this up and I didn't save best pick for last, and this is the best pick for the week?
Yeah,
okay.
It's okay. But when you ask me in a few minutes what my favorite pick is, I'm going to tell you the Bills.
Okay, good.
Okay, cool. So keep tuned because in 2 minutes, Jared's going to tell you his favorite pick's the Bills. Jared, not to do with any games coming up this weekend, but to do with future bets here. Week 15, I feel like it's starting to look a little clearer who's going to win some of these divisions, but the odds, have they caught up to that yet? Or is now the time to make some future bets on division winners?
Oh, I'll tell you a futures bet I like. And again, it kind of goes hand in hand because there's such few games left. If you can kind of pick the right sequence, you can get ahead of some of these big moves. And I think in the MVP market, like right now, there's a really big gap between Dak and Purdy and the rest of the market. But I just told you, I think Dallas is going to lose this week. So that kind of brings Dak a peg or two. I think Purdy's a little bit overvalued anyways. I think McCaffrey's going to get some votes from the Niners contingent, and they're going to kind of split the votes. So my point being, I think Lamar Jackson might have an opportunity here, a little bit of a market bubble, because if you think about it, their next 2 games, prime time against Jacksonville and San Francisco. So if those 3 things just that I kind of laid out happen, Dallas loses in Buffalo this week, Lamar Jackson goes into Jacksonville this Sunday night, win, and then beats the Niners next week.
Well,
Lamar Jackson's going to be the MVP favorite in 2 weeks when the Dolphins play the Ravens. I believe that game is week 17. And if the Ravens win that game, and I think Miami's kind of trending down, and Baltimore's the number 1 seed in the AFC with a win over the Niners, I think Lamar Jackson's the MVP of the league, guys.
Wow. Jared Smith joining us, Fox Sports Radio betting analyst, lead betting analyst over there, FSR. Also, you can hear him tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Countdown to Kickoff with myself and Brian. No, yes, I cheat on this show with that show.
I mean, Lamar would have to beat the Niners, though.
I mean, well,
it's not like that's easy.
We'll see. It's regular season award. Okay. A line that's sticking out like a sore thumb to me here is the fact that the Lions are favored by 4 over the Denver Broncos. So it's a primetime game tomorrow night. You're talking about Sean Payton, an elite head coach, Russell Wilson, an elite quarterback, going in a road environment where both of them have been many times. Jared Goff, he's looked good. It's kind of been up and down for him lately. I love the Denver. I love Denver getting points in this game. Talk me off the ledge or back the pick. What side do you fall on this one?
Yeah, I think the Lions being favored by more than a field goal now seems a little heavy, right? And the wrinkle to this game, and Rich, I know you're going to kick out of this. You get the student versus the master, right? Dan Campbell against his former boss, Sean Payton, right? He was the assistant in New Orleans for forever under Sean. So I think that's an interesting wrinkle with this game. I usually tend to lean on the masters in those situations because they tend to have a little bit more of a leg up on their pupils. They kind of know how they think. They've been with them before. And I agree. I think the Lions right now, last week was a really bad spot for them. Jared Goff on the road, outdoors is not good. He's indoors this week. I think this game has over vibes to it. I think the Lions defense has really, taken a turn downwards over the last 2 weeks. And this Broncos offense can be explosive. Cortland Sutton looks to be figuring things out. I think the running game's getting going a little bit. And yeah, I think this is a close back and forth game that probably goes over the total. So I don't have a problem taking 4.5 points with Denver.
Awesome stuff, Jared. All right. So one last time, pick of the week. You're sticking with it. The Bills?
Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills, guys. I mean,
Wow.
this is the season for them, right? If they win this game and they get themselves back into the playoff picture, because they're still kind of an underdog to make the playoffs right now. But if they win this game, they will be a favorite to make the playoffs. And I think you can kind of put them back on the AFC contender mantle because of just how the rest of the season shakes out. And they're not dead for the division yet either. They got a big game against the Dolphins in week 18. And I told you the Dolphins have to play the Ravens in week 17. So I think the division, especially if Buffalo can win this week, everything's still on the table for the Bills.
Wow.
Awesome stuff, Jared. Thank you for joining the show every week. We love the insights we get there. And we'll do it again tomorrow morning, buddy.
Have a good one, guys. Talk to you soon.
There he goes, Jared Smith, the lead betting analyst, Fox Sports Radio. Countdown to kickoff tomorrow morning, 6 to 9 a.m. Okay, stay tuned for an opportunity to win a pair of tickets to the 44th annual DirecTV Holiday Bowl. But first, Fletch, you're wearing the hell out of that Hawaiian shirt this morning.
Thank you, Rich.
You have so much room in there.
I mean,
Boys,
yeah.
we're going to go rapid fire a la our interview with Sean Lewis here, but
Okay.
I'm going to ask you questions back to back to back, and I need one-word answers from both of you. Before we met SDFatLoss.com, did you guys try maybe a diet that had no exercise required?
No.
Did you guys try a diet that didn't require you to take any injections?
No.
Did you guys try a diet that requested that you don't do any hormones or any nasty milkshakes or any prepackaged meals?
No.
That's what you get with SDFatLoss.com.
Wow. Okay,
None
okay,
of
look
that
at
is
that.
required. The main thing is no exercise, man. That was key for the three of us. Zero exercise, you still lose a ton of weight. And that's thanks to Wayne and Chloe over at SDFatLoss.com. I can legitimately say they changed my life for the better. SDFatLoss.com. It's a healthy weight loss strategy using real whole foods and proprietary strategies to help your body become you once again. And that's exactly what happened to me. I'm looking more like I did in college than I do looking like myself a few months ago, which was not a pretty sight. In addition to guiding people through their successful weight loss, they also build their clients a roadmap to keep the weight off long term. That's what we're in right now, the maintenance phase. If you're done being exhausted with the same old stubborn weight problem, learn how SDFatLoss.com could be your final solution. No more yo-yo dieting. Excuse me. SDFatLoss.com right now, they are offering a $200 discount to Big Rich, TD, and Fletch listeners. So if you want to start the diet on January 1st as your New Year's resolution, get on over to SDFatLoss.com or call today. The number is 858-665-3211. You get a free consultation. Ask for Miss Chloe. Ask for Wayne. Tell them Big Rich, TD, and Fletch sent you. You're going to get $200 off your order, and you could start it as a New Year's resolution. Do what we did, lose a bunch of weight very quickly, and we recommend doing it with a buddy. You can both get $200 off. SDFatLoss.com right now. And boys, it's time to call. It is time to call for our listeners. TD, what number are we giving these tickets away to?
4.
Caller
1,000.
number 4,000.
If you want a pair of tickets to the Holiday Bowl coming up on December 27th, it's USC, it's Louisville. It's going to be a hell of a game. It's not number 4,000. It's number 4.
Okay.
Call right now,
Fine, I guess.
844-570-1360.
All right. We have a little bit of a scrum to get to in the NBA. That's next. Hey, it's Rich here for your San Diego County Toyota dealers. They've got new vehicles arriving daily. They got their 2024s out there on the lots, the most popular cars, trucks, and SUVs. So whatever kind of vehicle you're looking to get into, hurry to your San Diego County Toyota dealer today. I love my Toyota. We got into a 4Runner a couple years back, having a lot of car trouble with our old car. I don't want to get into model, make, any of those details. I don't want to embarrass anybody here, but it was an embarrassing car. Looked nice, did not run well at all, had nothing but trouble with it. And so I kept asking people, what car do you drive? I need a reliable car. I need something that when I turn the key, it comes to life every single time. And almost to a person, every single person I asked said Toyota. And so I was like, nah, I don't know about Toyota. You know, I'm waffling, right? I get to a lot. I talk to a salesperson. They're not pushy at all. I take a walk around, a lap around the lot on my own. I decide maybe the 4Runner is for me. I get back in touch with the salesperson who left me in the lot. And I said, hey, you know, what's the 4Runner like? Well, like, hey, let's take it for a test drive. Drove it around for about an hour. Legitimately, just got lost in conversation. And when I arrived at the lot, I bought it right there. Okay, so since then, we're talking about 5 years ago, I've been nothing but satisfied with this vehicle. It's gotten us from point A to point B 100% of the time. All I've put in it is gas and oil, and it's run like a top. So if you're looking for a great deal on a new Toyota, make sure to visit Toyota.com. You can check out all the latest offers, compare models, search inventory, find the Toyota that's right for you. It all starts at Toyota.com and your San Diego County Toyota dealers. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch with you on a Bar Car Friday, brought to you by Keg and Bottle. Looking forward to diving into a little Frey ranch. We got some whiskeys lined up. We got Yanni in studio again.
Ooh, he's already mixing them up.
Oh my gosh.
Come on.
The 8 o'clock hour, I have a feeling, is going to be one of our finest hours as a show.
Adriana Macarena is here. Jamaican
You
macaroni.
nailed it.
Jamaican.
Here's the problem with
crazy.
Bar Car Friday today, and it's not a problem. It's a good thing. Not a single one of us, well, I guess Rich, has to work this weekend.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
have Aztecs this weekend.
Yeah, about that. There's not a weekend I don't work.
Well, that's your own fault. You had 2 days off, 3 days off this week.
That's your own fault. You did this to yourself.
I'm warning you, Fletch, because we know that Kendall is pregnant, and congratulations.
Congratulations.
Again.
Thank you.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
She's not.
Bun in
Wow.
the oven.
Are we sure?
Adriana just looks so excited.
What?
Well, but hang on a second. We're not 100% sure.
We
right?
are 100% sure.
There's always a chance.
Yeah.
There's always a chance.
Like, can we talk about some of the things that you guys have been up to lately? Or no? Is that a complete? Oh, that's off limits. Got it. Listen, the point is,
Baby, I know you're driving to work right now. I love you. I'm sorry for these guys.
any day now. Any day now.
Hey, baby. Listen, real.
I'm talking to one woman and one woman only.
Listen, girl. I got something real important to
You
tell
should
you.
see the new shirt I got, by the way. It's
Just
so
sit
nice.
back and listen.
Just text XOXO if you're listening.
Cut a
You
hole
know
in the
who you
box. Step 2.
We can't talk about step 2.
So ultimately, Kendall's not pregnant.
Okay, well, but if she is, congrats. Either way.
Right.
Where I was going with this is what you'll find out if you're ever homesick with your kids. Those aren't days off. Those are some of the worst days you'll spend in your life, because what happens with those little booger eaters is they sap all of your energy for you to get well, while they all of a sudden, like, it took Ty 2 days, and then he's literally like a ping pong ball in the shower. He is just bouncing off every wall in the house, just like, what do you guys want to do? You want to go out in the backyard and play? I'm like, get away from me. SpongeBob is raising you now.
They'll become teenagers and then you just don't see him again. And you're like, I don't know. He may still live here. I don't know. He comes out at night and empties the refrigerator.
It's like Gremlins.
Yeah.
Parenthood is so fun. I
So
can't wait.
good.
I can't wait for you and Kendall to enjoy this.
We have a
together.
dog.
In
Same
8
thing.
months? Is
Yeah,
that what we're looking at?
like-
No.
Like 8 months away?
Okay, well,
We have
so
a dog. We
we
have a
don't-
little fur baby.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right. All right.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Moving right along.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that's not confirmed.
Giannis and Zion landed on our rundown. Who put it there? Which one of you two put that on?
Is that you? I don't know.
I don't-
didn't.
I don't know. I didn't put it there. Was it left over from last week?
Maybe.
If neither of you put it on, I don't want to talk about that then.
Okay.
This is what I want to
No
focus on.
idea what was happening.
The in-season tournament. Did you guys see the ratings?
Weren't they kind of
No.
huge?
Okay, so they weren't huge. They're never going to be huge.
Bigger than expected?
Okay, let's put it in comparison's sake. So 4.7 during the Pacers-Lakers final was where the average attendance maxed out at.
And I would say that NBA would consider that success.
They would consider it a massive success.
Right.
This time of the year, garnering that much attention, when you compare it to their best day of the year, which is usually Christmas Day in the regular season, it actually rates. That's a good number for the NBA. Overall, though, would you consider the in-season tournament a success when you think about the whole thing? Group play, knockout stage, semifinals, finals.
For me, I've seen enough to say it's not something that's going to get me to the TV year after year. It's not something that's going to get me excited on the sports calendar year after year. However, for the NBA fan, I think this did do something.
For me, it does not make me feel like I need to tune in to watch the tournament because I don't even really know when it happens. In fact, it wasn't until the following morning when it was, hey, that was a tournament game. Well, I guess I should look at it. So it just doesn't feel like that is the tune-in factor. So I don't think it worked.
Yeah, the group play stage obviously was not great. The knockout stage, it garnered some attention from me. I thought it actually worked. But yeah, I think I agree with what both of you said. Like from a final standpoint, it was kind of gimmicky this
So
year.
have you seen what's hilarious about it though, and what's kind of blowing up online? The Lakers are going to be hanging a banner for this.
No, they're not.
Yeah,
they
they
are.
Are they really?
They
really
really
are.
hanging a banner.
And so, but now this clip of Kobe Bryant, like it maybe right after he retired or one of his final seasons with the Lakers, did like a sit down interview on one of the news networks. It may have been 60 Minutes. I'm not sure. But Kobe Bryant talking about, we hang banners for one thing in this building. We hang banners for championships.
Right.
There's no
That's it.
division banners up
No.
here.
Right.
There's
Right.
no.
I saw this clip.
And
Yeah.
then Kobe just goes, we hang banners for one thing. And then it clips to the Los Angeles Lakers will be hanging a banner for the in-season tournament right next to their banner for Taylor Swift, who has the most sellouts at Staples and Crypto.com Arena. So it's like Kobe Bryant,
It
the
is a
most
championship.
beloved Laker of all time. It's just kind of slapping him in the face.
I mean,
and that's
well,
what pisses me off.
But that statement was made before the NBA Cup. So who knows?
I honestly
And by
thought
the
you
way-
were going to say before he died, and I was about to come in there and slap you.
Yeah, it's
well,
like,
of
yeah,
course, I don't
no
think he made
kidding.
it after he died. But
And-
if he did, is there any new clips that we can play?
Yeah, there were no posthumous clips from Kobe Bryant that we saved. All right. Coming up, we got Frey Ranch in studio. It's Bar Car Friday, brought to you by Keg and Bottle. Tony Kanja in studio with us as well. Adriana, Dom, Yanni. We're spinning the hits today. It's going to be a ton of fun. Also, the holiday season is here, and our friends over at Underdog Fantasy, they're running their 12 days of social promotions. That's going to be starting today. So if you haven't heard of Underdog Fantasy yet, easiest play to play fantasy basketball every night of the season. And they got this pick 'em game where you pick between 2 and 5 players, select whether they're going to go higher or lower on their stats. If you hit on any of those picks, you can win big. Completely legal in California. Tons of fun to play along as you watch Golden State Warriors, Los Angeles Clippers, LA Lakers. I do this all the time with football. I began doing it with NBA. It's a ton of fun. So here's what you do. Go to their easy-to-use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with promo code XTRA. Underdog Fantasy, they'll double your first deposit of $10 or more, up to $100. And in the spirit of the holiday, Underdog is going to be doing these daily promos over the site formerly known as Twitter. Follow at Underdog Fantasy and be on the lookout for ways to win a Nintendo Switch and more. Must be 18 plus and present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
It's hour 3 on Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, and that means Bar Cart Friday starts right now, but this update is presented by the Jim Trail Real Estate Team. Starting in the NFL, Raiders blow out the Chargers last night, Thursday Night Football. Final score 63-21. That's the most points the Chargers have ever given up. That's the most points the Raiders have ever scored. And we get 3 NFL games tomorrow. Vikings, Bengals, 10 a.m. Steelers, Colts at 1:30. Broncos, Lions at 5:15. College football, bowl season gets going tomorrow. They got the Myrtle Beach Bowl at 8 a.m. 6 games tomorrow in bowls. Sticking with college football, San Diego State landing another quarterback, redshirt sophomore transfer from Florida State, A.J. Duffy. He was the 10th rated quarterback prospect coming out of high school in 2022. Would you like to know what your home would sell for today? Get a simple text message with your home's value by texting your address to 855-600-6000. You'll get, no phone call, just a text. Jim Buttrell has the buyers. Simply text your address to 855-600-6000.
Thank God it's Friday! It's been a long week and the fellas are thirsty.
Once it hits your lips, it's so good.
It's time to cruise into the weekend. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch present Bar Card Friday. Brought to you by Keg and Bottle.
So much to get into this hour. We are absolutely thrilled. Everybody, we made it to Friday, which means it's Bar Car Friday, brought to you by Keg and Bottle. Tony Conja in studio, taking a break from the 10 locations around San Diego. How you doing, Tony?
Doing well, baby. How you doing?
Oh, man, I am so happy to be here right now.
This is so good. So good.
It smells delicious in this studio because Yanni, one of the bartenders over at Keg and Bottle, has come in and set up shop. We have what Tony described as a welcome cocktail.
Welcome to Friday, baby.
Is this an all-inclusive
Friday.
in Mexico? You walk in and the first thing they do is get you drunk?
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I'm here for it too. Adriana's in studio. Giamana Marinara. So we're still not sure how to say your last name, Adriana. We will get around to that.
Adriana, the last time we saw you, I do believe, was a Halloween party, and that was a tricky night.
That was fun.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh my
We got after it. There's no question about
I
that.
cussed out Travis's kid that night.
There was a lot.
That's true. That did
Yeah.
A lot
happen.
done that.
You know what? Honestly, he
Fine.
deserved it.
Yeah, it's
the
cool.
way it went down. And we also had a lot of Frey Ranch that night. We're gonna have a lot of Frey Ranch today, and that's perfect timing to welcome on Colby Frey, owner of Frey Ranch Spirits. So, Colby, first time getting to talk to you. How you doing this morning?
Oh, I'm great. It's a super cold morning here in Fallon, Nevada.
Hey,
Well,
okay, so
whoa. Okay, there we go.
we had
Now
a
we
little
got
bit
you.
of technical problems.
sorry.
So, Colby, you said it's a cold morning out there in Nevada?
Oh man, when I woke up this morning, it was 12 degrees and so much fog everywhere, and everything's frozen. It's cold.
12 degrees. That's not that. Humans can't even live in that, can they, Colby?
I don't know. You guys from San Diego might not be used to this stuff, but we're a little used to it.
Colby,
all
today
right.
it's going to be sunny and 76. Tomorrow it's going to be sunny and 76. On
I
Sunday
hate
there's
you.
some clouds, but it's
Yeah.
also going to be 74.
Yeah.
All right, I'm coming there. I'll see you guys soon.
Yeah, that
Good,
sounds
good.
really good.
Good.
Well, you got to tend to all this wheat and rye, and I mean, we're staring at one of these bottles is filled up with the mash bill, which is really really unique. You guys got the Christmas colors with the sock decorating the bottle, and we're about to get warmed up with the Montezuma Ranch Hand, a delicious cocktail that was made by Yanni here. So before we take a step further, talk to you, Colby, we got to try this cocktail. So cheers to you. Thank you for making a
buddy.
delicious whiskey. Down the hatch, boys. Holy smokes.
Good morning,
Okay.
ladies.
Hey,
Okay.
Well done, Yanni.
Yanni,
Wow.
how did you make that real quick?
Well, it starts with premium spirits, and Frey Ranch has really great liquid. At K&B, you can have that available on the restaurant side or on the retail side. This one was about 2 ounces of the straight bourbon. I added some freshly squeezed lemon juice, some honey, and black lemon bitters. And
Wow.
it is just really good, man.
I
For
love
your
black
first
lemon.
cocktail of the day, bourbon for breakfast, I don't think anything can get better than this.
No, nope. That's fine. If we
agree.
just stuck with that for the remainder, that would be fine.
That'd be
Holy
good
smokes.
from morning, noon, and night. Colby, so talk to us a little bit about the bourbon then, since we're sipping on a cocktail with the bourbon in it. How did you make the juice? What gave you the thought in terms of the mash bill, and when you came to market with it? What was the thought here? What did you think of the initial product, and how has it matured since?
Yeah, so I mean, we're farmers first. So we were farmers first. We've been farming here in northern Nevada since 1854. And we really wanted a way to like showcase the grains that we're growing here on the farm. And as I got older, we were looking for something to do. And as I got older, I really started to like whiskey. And I thought, what better way to really do something meaningful and showcase the grains that we'd always grown here in Northern Nevada, my family, than to make it into whiskey. And so it's kind of combining two passions. And so for me, it's taking the grains and being able to taste them. And so like our bourbon is a 4-grain bourbon. It's wheat, rye, barley, and corn. So most bourbons are corn, barley, and rye, or corn, barley, and wheat. And we wanted that wheat and rye in it because the wheat gives it a little bit of creamy texture and the rye gives it a little bit of spice. And they're both equally important to us. So that's a 4-grain bourbon.
I love it. I love it. You know what? I put a couple shelves in at my house, and right on top is my Frey Ranch. Woo, top shelf at my house.
Yeah,
nice.
Top shelf at everybody's house.
Should be. Speaking of top shelf, we're going to get to that in just a moment. I want to also tease our listeners. We have a great giveaway coming up, brought to you by Frey Ranch. We got some swag to give away. We have 2 separate swag bags to give away at different times during this hour. So keep listening for your opportunity there. But first, let's do this.
Time to break out the good stuff.
This is the best of the best.
It's the Top Shelf on Big Rich, TD, and Fletch.
So the top shelf brought to you by Keg and Bottle this morning and Frey Ranch here. And by the way, if you're looking to get out and get your hands on a great bourbon, I don't mean a good bourbon, a great bourbon, reach for the Frey Ranch at any one of the 10 locations across San Diego. Keg and Bottle has Frey Ranch. Really, really good stuff. We're gonna sip on the bourbon naked in a second. I don't mean we're taking our clothes off. We're just gonna enjoy it outside of a cocktail.
Too late.
Well,
Travis, put your pants on. The top shelf
That's what I was
story
really
of
looking forward to all day.
the day was the Chargers got beat 63-21 last night.
So, boys, that is the most points the Chargers, San Diego, or Los Angeles has ever given up in a game. That is the most points the Raiders, Las Vegas, Oakland, Los Angeles have ever scored in a game.
I don't even know what's left to say about this game.
Well, Brandon Staley's a defensive guru.
He is, and it shows. I mean, look, I know there are a lot. We speak to a lot of Chargers fans still every single morning, even though a lot of people, they're almost like embarrassed to root for the team that's left here. I get it. I'm kind of in that camp too, because I still root for Keenan Allen. I want to see Justin Herbert have success. I really like Joey Bosa. There's attachment to some of the personalities in that locker room, but Brandon Staley, man, I mean, he's in a lot of ways kind of ran this team into the ground.
Yeah.
I mean, it's overdue in terms of it being time.
But look, on the flip side of this, the Raiders, Antonio Pierce, this is a resume builder here. This is his showing of, I want to be head coach here in Las Vegas. He's a defensive coach as well as Brandon Staley. Last week, he only gave up 3 points against the Vikings. This week, that Raiders defense was dominant.
Yeah.
I mean, so Antonio Pierce, all of a sudden you go, but he's bringing the Raiders culture back here in Las Vegas.
So the Raiders are still going to go through the full head coaching search, but I got to think that this helped him out last night. Now, Brandon Staley, are either of you surprised we haven't gotten the Schefter tweet this morning that says Brandon Staley has been relieved of his duties?
No, I mean, it's Chargers haven't done that yet in their entire existence as a franchise. They've never moved on from a head coach midseason.
The Steelers hadn't done it for 80-something years to a coordinator or a head coach, and they did that earlier this year because there was a problem. Guess what? The Steelers' offense has looked better since letting go of Matt Canada.
It's true, but how much better do you think the Chargers are going to look with an interim head coach?
Right.
Not much.
It's gonna be a disaster either way. I mean, this is the Chargers are done.
Hey, Colby, out there in Nevada, are you seeing more Raiders swag? Because it's curious, right? We're talking about the Chargers. Chargers moved to Los Angeles years ago. They're still trying to catch on as a team up there in LA. I don't know if it's really taken hold yet, right? They haven't had a ton of success since they've left San Diego. What about the Raiders, though? I mean, it's been years now. Do you see more Raiders jerseys popping up when you're walking around out there in northern Nevada?
Yeah, it's everywhere. Everybody's wearing them. I mean, you go to the stores and every store has Raider shirts. I mean, you go to the grocery store and there's Raider gear all over the place. And so, I mean, Nevada didn't have a professional sports team forever. And all of a sudden now they're popping up all over the place. And so I think it just shows you that Nevada was due.
Yeah, in true Las Vegas fashion, Sin City just stealing everybody's team.
Well, yeah. So they get the Knights as an expansion team, and then all of a sudden they get the Raiders from Oakland, and then they're just like, you know what? We'll take the A's too.
Yeah,
because baseball team's gonna be moving out there.
Are we gonna get to sip on this? Because
let's do the
wow,
bourbon.
this smells so good. It smells so good.
Yeah.
Cheers. What am I sipping, by the way?
You're sipping on bourbon.
Adriana, the bourbon. Now, talk us through what has this got inside of it?
Well, I'm going to let Mr. Colby Frey tell us about it.
Right,
He's
yes.
with us here.
Tell us more, Colby.
From the
Yeah. So our flagship bourbon is a 90 proof, and like I said earlier, it's a 4 grains. It's wheat, rye, barley, and corn. And to be called bourbon, it has to be 51% or more corn. So it's primarily corn. It's also got the wheat, rye, and barley. We malt the barley right here on site, but 100% of the ingredients that are in that whiskey are all grown right here on the farm. And that's really rare in the whiskey world because nobody really talks about the grains and where they come from. Everybody talks about the age or the barrel, secondary barrel aging or the water and all this other stuff. But whiskey comes from grain, and we grow 100% of the grains that are in that whiskey. And like I said earlier, our goal was really to showcase those grains.
How difficult is it to grow grain? Like, I know so little about farming. I mean, I lack any intelligence. We one time tried to grow tomato.
10 degrees. Put that in. Didn't he say that this morning?
Yeah, it's 10 degrees.
He was out there working.
Do you realize, like, I tried to grow a tomato plant. I think we spent close to $500. We got one tomato.
It's like that.
Yeah,
a single tomato.
We did that one year for Halloween. We're like, we should grow pumpkins, and I think we spent $10,000 on water to get a softball-sized pumpkin. It was really good.
Yeah.
I have a green thumb.
Yeah. So how difficult did it in Nevada? Also, like, I mean, is that the right climate? I mean, is this a difficult undertaking? How much effort does it take?
So, I mean, I'd imagine as somebody who hasn't done it before, it's really hard, but growing up here on the farm, it's just what we do. It's kind of in our DNA as, our family and as farmers. And so I don't want to say it's hard, but it is if you don't really know what to do and how to do. And that's the thing about agriculture is anywhere you go in the world, it's completely different. So if I tried to do what works well here in San Diego and you guys do what works well there in Fallon, we'd probably both fail miserably. And so by having that 165 years of knowledge that's passed on from generation to generation really helps us to grow the best quality ingredients. And like the wheat, rye, and barley, they're all winter crops. And so we plant them in the fall. They grow really small, really slow all winter. And they stool out, which means they get this deep root system and it grows real slow. It actually thrives in the cold weather. So like rye is a cold weather grain. And so you need this cold weather to grow a decent rye. They grow it a lot in Canada and other places, but corn, on the other hand, it needs warm weather. And so we can't plant corn until May. Usually like the magic day around here is May 10th because it can't withstand a frost. If it does, it kills it. So we wait till May 10th because there's a low chance of a frost at that point, but it also has enough time to grow throughout the growing season in the summer. And so it's kind of every grain's completely different.
Fletch may be a farmer. I didn't realize because every day after the show, he also stools out.
Yeah. So like sprint out of here.
That's crazy.
Which,
What?
Interesting.
What?
I was out getting stuff off the printer. What did I do?
No. Honestly, we thought you got an early start.
Yeah.
Look, the point is, we've got another cocktail that's just been passed in front of us, and this one is even more alluring than the other one. So check this out, Colby. I know you're in Nevada right now. We got a little orange peel in there. We got the big old ice cube. We got a cherry. There's some sort of brown liquid here.
That looks like an old fashioned to me.
Yeah,
exactly.
it
does.
Hey, Yanni, walk us through this. What we got here?
So this is going to be your modern old fashioned. So it's going to have Angostura bitters in there, which has a lot of fall warming spices like cardamom, clove, nutmeg, and bitters are. I touch on bitters. I didn't touch on them before, but they're elixirs, they're tonics, and they used to be used to help your digestive tract and soothe any kind of stomach aches or liver problems and stuff like that.
That's really why I drink, Yanni.
Something stooling out
for our health.
Yeah. We're looking at you, Fletch.
That's what wheat does. Barley.
No, rye.
I did grow up on a farm.
Yeah, it's a winter grain, just like you, Fletch. Did you just say you choke chickens?
And I butcher chicken.
This is a family show.
Do
you need this magazine?
Anyways,
That's a very good drink.
Wait, you weren't supposed to drink it yet?
oh yeah, but we on the count of 3, maybe.
Yeah.
Cheers. Yeah, cheers.
Right.
Yeah. Happy holidays.
Cheers.
Happy holidays.
Cheers,
everybody.
Adrian.
Adriana,
Happy holidays.
is the old fashioned your favorite?
Well,
Uh,
actually, I don't know if I told you guys this, but what I did was I said, I'd like the boys to try the way Colby likes to drink his bourbon and his rye. So we're walking through. This is the way that Colby Frey enjoys his cocktail. So these were his top: the ranch hand, which was the first one,
Right on.
the old fashioned, and neat, which is going to be our last pour. So we're really just going through Colby's phase.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well
hold on.
done, Kobe.
Yeah, I'm not lying. This is the best drink I've ever had. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. This is absolutely delicious.
It's the Frey Ranch.
I know.
I'm telling
I feel
you.
like we say it 10,000 times, but holy
Is this made
smokes,
with the
buddy.
rye?
No, this is the
This
straight
still with the bourbon? Okay,
Yeah.
okay, right on.
Yeah,
Holy
so that's going
smokes.
to be the Angostura bitters in there. You have the orange peel. I extracted some of the oil from the peel, and you also have some sugar to kind of bring it all together. And a cocktail is not a drink. A drink is only 2 ingredients. A cocktail is a combination of 3 or more, kind of like the HOV lane, I guess. So when we dive into this one, we're diving into a cocktail, and this is 1834 is like the history on the old fashioned. It's got a really cool American.
That's why we hired him.
Mm-hmm.
It is a really great cocktail. The third one I have coming to you in a little bit, we'll talk about that later, is an older version of the one I just served you. And it's going to be a French Quarter old fashioned.
Right
That
on.
one has the rye, right?
That has the rye. Correct.
Okay, so Colby, I got to ask you this question. So far, we've had the ranch hand and the old fashioned, the way that you like having it. How do you even handle harvesting grain? I mean, I would be so tuned up on this farm. I mean, just slamming the gas down on the harvester.
Yeah, how fast can you get it done?
Yeah.
Hey, y'all, you want to freak everybody out? Do some crop circles? No, this is awesome stuff, man. We appreciate you very much. All right, let's take a quick halftime here, and then we'll get back to Frey Ranch in studio on a bar cart Friday, keg and bottle in studio. But let's hit it.
Hope this is okay, guys, but I'm gonna stay away from scores and stats on this one because I just got
Altera Reed.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
No, I just got an email that kind of stopped me in my tracks. So listener Robert, who was listening during the Ready Children's, listens every single day to our show, sent me this email. Listening to you guys this morning, I just wanted to congratulate you and the iHeart family. Anyways, I donated some money in honor of your show on Wednesday. I received a small bonus at work and felt this was the perfect way to thank you guys and share with the children at Rady's. I'm blessed to have 2 healthy kids and amazing medical insurance, but you guys make me laugh every morning on my way to my stressful yet rewarding job. I've dealt with very sick kids and traumatized parents. I've been fortunate enough to win some prizes on your show that we would have never been able to afford. So thank you and Merry Christmas to my radio family. That from Robert. Robert, we love you, pal.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything you did over the last couple of days. Thank you for donating to the Rady Children's Give-a-thon. And we appreciate you so much, man.
Yeah, that is
Wow.
That's nuts.
Wow.
Yeah.
That touched my heart. You know what? I had mentioned this earlier. I had received a slew of messages as well, with the same sort of sentiment, you know, thanking us for what we do here. Honestly, thank you guys so much. Andrew, thank you again. Everyone who donated yesterday. I'm not gonna be able to go through all the names, but
by the way, Alexander, at the end of the show
Alexander,
yesterday, Travis and I were sitting here because it was a triple match hour, and we were like, okay, what times 3 would be $760? And
Right.
Travis did the math real quick, and within 30 seconds, Alexander jumped in and donated. What was it? $253?
$253 and
It's-
33 cents. 0.333333333333.
just within 30 seconds, we see his name pop up on the board, and it's just our listeners. You guys are the absolute best in the world. We love you very much. Thank you for supporting us yesterday, and none of that goes to us. That stays right here in San Diego at Rady Children's Hospital, and it's a great cause to donate. And you can still donate 760-51555. That's how you text it.
Awesome stuff there. Yeah, they're still accepting those donations. Okay, we're going to step aside here. We're going to be back with Colby Frey from Frey Ranch Whiskey. We've tried the bourbon. We're going to move on to this rye. We got another cocktail to try. This is really exciting stuff. All of it's brought to you by Tony Kanja and Keg and Bottle, 10 locations around San Diego. On a bar cart Friday. But first, want to talk to you guys about the ever-shrinking waistlines around here at the 760 studios. So myself, Fletch, Travis Dale, we've all lost a ton of weight. It's been easy. I don't mean that like, look, I get it. I'm not condescending. None of us are, but it was a lot easier than we thought it was going to be.
What was the first thing Adriana said to us when she walked in the door today?
She said we look skinny.
She said we look good.
Yeah,
You
we're
look
good.
good.
Yeah.
I don't think a woman has ever said that to
First
me.
time ever.
Yeah,
Right?
other than my mom.
Right.
She's the first one ever. No, it's a
Kim
good,
has never said that to us.
it's been really rewarding. So if you're like us and you've got a couple of LBs to lose and you've been waiting for a reason to do it, don't wait any longer. I know it's December 15th. I know a lot of holiday parties are already happening or coming up soon on the docket. But if you have some time, I would suggest going to sdfatloss.com. So no drugs, no hormones, no injections. You can schedule your free consultation right there at sdfatloss.com. If you're more comfortable picking up the phone and calling 858-665-3211. Fletch, how much weight have you lost at this point?
It's over 45 pounds. And that's where I'm holding. I was up to 50 at one point. Thanksgiving happened,
Yeah, no,
but maintaining.
What about you?
I dropped 31. I stepped on the scale yesterday. I'm holding at 31.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why sdfatloss.com works.
Over 35 pounds lost for me. It's been an incredible journey, and it's more fun to do it with friends, right? Find a group, a spouse, a nephew, a niece, a cousin, somebody who you could do this with, and you'll have great results. And then plus, it's an awesome time to do this because they're offering a $200 off holiday special right now through December 31st. You can lock in those savings if you don't want to get started until January. You can pick your own date, but you got to sign up right now through the end of the month, $200 off savings. Again, that's sdfatloss.com or call 858-665-3211 today.
I don't know what you're waiting for. PrizePicks.com is the place to be for this football, this basketball, this UFC season. PrizePicks.com/Fletch if you want a first deposit match of up to $100. I'm looking at PrizePicks right now, and here are my options: football, basketball, college basketball, NHL, college football, soccer, NFL first half, MLB season for the full season ones, NBA. It's all the sports you could possibly imagine. There's huge UFC fights coming up tomorrow night. Patty the Batty is on the card, and that is where my Prize Picks entry will lie. Look, Prize Picks is the best. I don't know what took me so long to sign up, and you can sign up today. prizepicks.com/Fletch. That's going to give you $100 first match deposit. Prize Picks, it's the most fun I've had, winning up to 25 times my money this football season. Now I can play during basketball season too. You could play for all the different sports. And just announced yesterday, this is huge, the Demons and Goblins. You might be thinking to yourself, what is that? Demons and Goblins in a daily fantasy app? What is that? Well, the Demons are a little wild. They're statistically harder to win, but entry qualifies for higher payouts, up to 100 times your entry. Goblins, they love the green. They're statistically easier to win, but they come with lower payout multipliers. If you open up the Prize Picks app and you start your entry, you will see some players are Goblins, some players are Demons. The Demons are what I was going with last night. And look, it's harder. I didn't win last night, but that doesn't mean I haven't won. Prize Picks, super easy. Just set your entry of 2 to 6 player stat projections. Watch the winnings start to roll in. It's skill-based. There's no luck here. This is your skill that you can get up to 25 times your money, or if you're playing with the Demons, up to 100 times your money. Prize Picks even offers a reboot policy so that if your entries stay in play, even if one of your players gets injured for football and basketball games, if you have a player who exits the game in the first half, does not return in the second, that player is rebooted. Prize Picks is the only daily fantasy sports platform with an injury insurance policy. Prize Picks also the only one I know of that if you have a 4 to 6 player entry and one of your players doesn't win, you can still win. So prizepicks.com/Fletch. Get yourself $100 first deposit match. It's the place to be. It's the largest daily fantasy sports platform in North America. One more time, prizepicks.com/Fletch. This update is presented by Macy's Backstage. We will begin in the NFL. Raiders blew out the Chargers last night on Thursday Night Football, 63-21. Sorry, Al Michaels. And we get 3 NFL games tomorrow. Vikings, Bengals, 10 a.m. Steelers, Colts at 1:30. Broncos, Lions at 5:15. In college football, bowl season gets underway tomorrow. It's the Myrtle Beach Bowl at 8 a.m. There's 6 games tomorrow in the Bowls. Sticking with college football, San Diego State landing another quarterback here, redshirt sophomore transfer from Florida State, A.J. Duffy. He was the 10th rated quarterback prospect coming out of high school in 2022. What will you find at Macy's Backstage? How about the perfect holiday gifts? Just $25 and under, like matching family PJs, fragrance sets, toys, and more. Find the latest trends, new arrivals at great prices at a Macy's Backstage store near you.
Week and the fellas are thirsty. It's time to cruise into the weekend. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch present Bar Card Friday. Brought to you by Keg and Bottle.
It is a Bar Card Friday, and we got Frey Ranch in studio today. But before we get any further, we do have to thank all our sponsors one more time. From the Rady Children's Give-A-Thon yesterday, that's Jersey Mike's, San Diego County Credit Union, Nova Kombucha, Cable Pipe and Leak Detection, Indian Motorcycle of San Diego, J-Lab Audio, SeaWorld, and most importantly, our listeners who made this thing happen. Over $480,000 donated through the doors here at iHeart San Diego over the last 2 days. There was lots of tears. There was lots of laughs. It was a great, great time over the last couple of days. But today is a Bar Car Friday. And today we welcome in Colby from Frey Ranch. He's the owner operator. We got Mrs. Gia Macarena, Adriana. We got Tony Conja from Keg and Bottle. Rich and Travis are out gallivanting the halls right now. But Tony, man, Frey Ranch is the stuff.
Yep. Let me tell you the story.
What do we got for our listeners this weekend?
Well, this weekend, right now, if you buy the regular bourbon, regular price is $54.99. You can buy it on sale right now, $47.99 online. The one we're going to try next is the one you really want to get because for the first time it's available, and that's the uncut. And we'll talk about this in this next segment, but that's the one that's another $10 off for that. So $100.
Don't worry about Rich and Travis. Tell us, what does uncut mean when you're talking about bourbon or whiskey?
Uncut, typically when someone buys when it produces a barrel, they'll cut it with water to proof it down to 80 proof. But in this case, it's uncut. So it's just the way Kobe and his wife Ashley intended it, right out of the barrel. So pretty cool. And that's the way I like to drink my stuff, neat at barrel strength.
Kobe, it's such an honor having you on today, man, out there in Nevada. But this stuff is incredible. And the uncut that Tony's talking about, anything else you want to add to that?
Yeah, we call it our farm strength uncut. And when we put the whiskey in the barrel, it goes in the barrel at 125 proof. Now, it can go up and down depending on a lot of factors, heat, humidity, these different factors. And so when we take it out of the barrel, normally we proof our flagship bourbon to 90 proof. This one is just simply whatever it comes out at. Each batch will be a different proof slightly. And what we did was we called it farm strength because it's how we found ourselves drinking it at the farm. We would take a big batch of bourbon. We would take a couple bottles off because we're trying to have a library of different whiskeys that we have. And we were trying to keep them all, but we found ourselves drinking this uncut bourbon in between bottlings, and we were trying to save it so we could compare them and things like that. And they'd be gone because it's so good. And we just said, we need to bottle this at the uncut small batch strength.
Well, we can't wait to try it. And thanks to Kobe, thanks to Adriana, thanks to Dom, thanks to Tony, we have a sweatshirt and a hat to give away to a listener in this segment from Frey Ranch. Dom and Adriana are wearing them right now, actually. We also have another set to give away at the end of the show today. So keep listening if you want to win yourself a swag bag full of Frey Ranch goodies. Those are some handsome looking sweatshirts, I got to say. So if you want to win those, keep listening through the end of this segment, through the end of the show. We got 2 opportunities for you to win a swag bag. Welcome back, boys.
Holy smokes.
So good to see you guys, hosting your radio show.
We had an impromptu holiday party in the hallway. Colby Frey, our apologies.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got sidetracked. I may be there already. That's all I'm saying.
TD,
Good job, Yanni.
Yeah. Yanni, you're doing a great job. Our bartender here in studio today on a Bar Car Friday brought to you by Keg and Bottle. Frey Ranch in studio with us. Colby Frey, our special guest out in Nevada this morning. Colby, Travis gets drunk on Fridays.
I do.
And it is around this time every day we have to reel him back in. So there's no saving this show.
Listen, here's the problem. Frey Ranch is now my go-to whiskey. Okay. So right. Okay. So as people are asking, hey, what should I buy? Frey Ranch is a good one just to have on hand. Okay. That one works. It works as an everyday. It works as a top shelfer. So when people come over and you want to break out something nice, Frey Ranch is where it's at.
No question about it. Okay, so where are we at? We just had our old fashioned, right?
Mm-hmm.
The modern old fashioned, I think, is delicious. Might be one of the best drinks we've ever been served on this show. We're gonna try a little bit of the rye neat now.
Yep.
Is that the effort? Okay. So Colby, walk us through this. What exactly are we gonna smell, taste, sip, enjoy with the rye?
Yeah. So traditionally, rye is a little bit of a spicier drink in whiskeys. Rye is a spicy flavor to it. But ours, we really wanted to make like a sipping rye, something you could drink neat. Sometimes rye is so spicy that you have to mix it to really taste it right, for me personally. And so there's a saying in the wine business that we brought forward to the distillery that you got to like what you make because you might end up drinking it all yourself. And that's the way that I like rye right there. And so I get, and it's funny because I get a little bit of like bubble gum, like that bazooka bubble gum. I get those root beer barrels, those little root beer barrel candies, you know, the little candies. And then I get mint. My wife and a lot of other people don't, but a lot of people get mint kind of on the back.
Oh, that's
back
interesting.
palate.
Yeah, there is a little bit of almost like a menthol, like it's like cooling a little bit. I
Yeah,
get what you're saying.
You know what's funny is my wife loves root beer barrels, and the Frey Ranch Rye is her favorite whiskey bourbon we've ever had.
Yeah. Oh, so that's her favorite candy.
Yeah, it's her favorite. Yep.
Oh,
It's funny. It's funny you say that, Colby. I want to take a listen.
So
Thank
Colby mentioned his
Me
wife, and the first time I met the two of them, they came into the store with Adriana, and they're like selling me some stuff. And you have this beautiful young lady and this very handsome guy, both very young, and they're like, "Yeah, these are the owners of the brand." You know,
Colby, did you hear that? He called you handsome.
Yeah.
What? And then he's wearing his boots because he's like literally a farmer.
Yeah, he's
Right?
Oh, yeah.
He's like
off the
legit
tractor onto the plane.
legit
Yep.
farmer.
Yeah, yeah.
And then she's the marketing and the brains. Sorry, Colby.
She is. You're being honest. Yeah.
And it was awesome. I was like, I'm in. You know, especially you heard his story. Once you hear the story, you know, it's pretty much farm to glass. And we've heard farm to table, but he was telling me farm to glass. Not too many people do that. And like he said, it's just spectacular to see someone have so much passion, and you saw that in their eyes and in their mannerisms. And I'm like, I'm all in.
Yeah.
Well, and if I may ask Colby to tell you guys the story, but this rye is really honestly considered probably the best on the market, but it just got this amazing award. Colby, can you tell us about the Centurion or the well, first of all, it's the awards are crazy, very, very. But if you can tell them about some of these awards, especially the Century, which is a perfect score with
Yeah. So we just entered a competition, and we've been in a lot of competitions, and the Rye's they've all won a lot of awards, but the Rye just seems to win every time. And the last competition we went to, and honestly, I'm blanking on the name of the competition. Oh my gosh.
Proof? Is it the Vegas Proof?
Yeah, the Vegas Proof Awards. Yeah, thank you. And to get the Centurion Award, the judges rate it from 0 to 100. And I think to get the Centurion Award, every judge had to rate it 100. And so that was huge. The other big one that the Rye got that I love, it's my favorite because the Whiskey Advocate named it top 10 in their fall buying guide. And there's like 270 whiskeys, or there's a lot of whiskeys that they tried that sampling period. It got top 10, and their social media said our top 10 whiskeys hail from Kentucky, Tennessee, Nevada, Scotland, and Ireland. And I'm like, how cool is it? Like, for me as a farmer and a distiller here in Fallon, Nevada, to be amongst those other amazing whiskey growing regions and countries is just, it's a dream come true.
Yeah, that's amazing.
We've just been handed. Yeah, by the way, I don't want to just brush over that. That's incredible, and I think that's got to be a little bit nerve wracking for you, Colby. Right, when you have something that you consider pretty good juice, but then you're like, well, what does everybody else think about it? Right, because you said it yourself. If you better make something that you like, because if it doesn't work, you're going to be drinking a whole lot of it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how nerve wracking is it when you bring something to market or to a competition to be judged?
You know, we tried from the beginning. We always said we're not going to cut any corners. We're going to do it the right way, not necessarily the easy way or the cheap way. And so I was pretty confident, and I got to taste it all the time, and I really liked it. And I let some people try it. And so, but like Tony said, we are all invested. We literally, the distillery is here on the farm. It's about 200 yards from my house, right in the middle of my family farm. That's like, something that I want to pass to my kids. And so it's like, we can't screw this up, you know?
Yeah, it's awesome. What a story. It's truly like the American dream you're living out there in Nevada. All right. Real quick, we got to do a couple of things here. We have the giveaway coming up, Frey Ranch swag bag. But first, let's do this.
It's time for our master distillers to offer a tasty selection. It's Big Rich, TD, and Fletch's Barrel Pick.
You look like I need a drink right now.
Okay, so Barrel Picks, we do it every week now. Last week, we gave you one winner. So Fletch and I both lost. TD, he took
Tony
the
lost
Broncos.
also.
I lost
Yeah,
also.
yeah.
I had my Chargers winning, and let me tell you, what an upset. Oh,
Look,
I'm getting text messages.
I knew it all along.
We went
That's all I'm
1
saying.
for 4. All right, Colby, we'll let you sit this one out. We'll leave you off the hook here for this one because you're unprepared. But Tony, you're not. You got to give us your pick too if you want. All right, I'll go first if you guys are ready for it. I think, frankly, this Broncos line is way out of whack. I don't know how they are dogged by as much as they are here
At home.
No. They're
No,
on
they're
the road.
away,
They're on the road.
away.
They're on the road. This is going to be tomorrow night. I like the Broncos here. They're getting 4 points in Detroit. That's Sean Payton. That's Russell Wilson still. Give me the 4 points. I'm taking the Broncos on this one.
Steelers Colts tomorrow. We talked about it. One of the only games that's really sticking out here over the weekend. The Steelers win this one. Steelers are dogged by 1.5. They are the away team. Steelers are going to take the victory over the Colts, and they are going to help me in my Pocky one chip challenge. I'm just letting you know right now. By the way, I'm the only one who picked correctly last week.
Okay.
All right.
All right, big head over there.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the Eagles because the Eagles have had 2 embarrassing losses in a row. They are favored by 3 points at Seattle against the Seahawks. I think the Eagles come out and they do a show-stopping performance here and get back on the winning track. So Eagles -3 at Seattle. That is my barrel pick of the week.
Go Birds.
I got to go against Rich because
Wow.
Rich is stupid.
Wow.
yeah, I mean the
when
Lions.
against the Broncos
Have you
last
not
week?
been watching the Lions?
The lines are very good.
I was in person at that Charger game and they
Oh my
destroyed
gosh!
us.
Yeah,
So,
they put a lot of points
Wow.
on the Chargers.
-4, I don't think is a problem.
Okay, all right. So
Okay.
he's got. So you got the Lions covering up all those points. TD, what was yours again?
Steelers over the Colts.
Taking the
Because
Steelers.
you need the Steelers.
Okay,
I
okay.
do.
Taking the points there. I'm
I
taking
got
the
the
points with the Broncos. What do you
Eagles
got?
-3 against Seattle at Seattle.
So they got to cover up all those points. Okay, on the
And
other side,
the winner,
Yeah.
the winner in a true barrel pick fashion, since we have a Frey Ranch barrel pick that we just did recently,
Yeah.
gets
on.
a Frey Ranch barrel pick
That's what I'm talking about.
as a winner.
That's what I'm talking about.
Is awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tony's just trying to give himself a barrel pick.
Well,
Can we not just see straight
it is what it is.
It's good to be the king. It's good to be the king. All right, 844-570-1360, our first Frey Ranch swag bag. Calling right now. Caller number 5 is going to get that on a Bar Cart Friday, brought to you by Keg and Bottle. If you haven't tried Frey Ranch whiskey yet, you need to run to Keg and Bottle this weekend. They got specials for you, and this is delicious stuff. We're going to wrap this up with the French Quarter Old Fashioned. Looking forward to that with the rye whiskey. But before we do that, got to talk to you about Toyota. Yeah, I really do. And I want to talk to you about my 4Runner. We're a 4Runner family. And this is actually a funny story how this started. Annie, the only car we ever drove in where she was the passenger and didn't get car sick was the 4Runner. That's not a lie. It's part of the reason why we bought the car in the first place. So we go on this East Coast trip and we rent a 4Runner completely unexpectedly. The only reason why we did it is because we put the kid seats in the back seat and they're removable back seats. So we're like, oh, finally, we're going to have some leg room up front. Well, then we're halfway through this trip and we got a lot of driving. I think we logged like 400 miles in this 4Runner that trip. I realized like, oh man, you haven't complained at me once. I said, are you getting motion sick at all? She said, no. I was like, when we get home, I am buying this car. I was so tired of hearing the complaining. So that's exactly what we did. I had a major breakdown in the vehicle that I was driving, and I went out to your San Diego County Toyota dealers, and I picked up a 4Runner. But whatever you're looking for, one of the things that Toyota highlights is their reliability. New vehicles arriving daily at your San Diego County Toyota dealer. They're all available now. They got popular cars, trucks, SUVs, whatever kind of vehicle you're looking for. Head into your Toyota dealer today. So if you're looking for a great deal, start your trip at Toyota.com. You can check out latest offers, compare models, search inventory, find the Toyota that's just right for you and your family. Starts at Toyota.com. They make it easy. More Bar Cart Friday coming up next.
Hey, Colby, check the private chat. I sent you a message saying if we missed anything that you want us to hit here, we can do it. But don't say it out loud because they'd hear you on YouTube.
It's a Bar Cart Friday brought to you by Keg and Bottle. Frey Ranch in studio today. We wrap it up next. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch with you. All right. It's a Bar Cart Friday brought to you by Keg and Bottle, 10 locations around San Diego. You could pick up Frey Ranch whiskey at any of those locations, and this the juices are good. Trust me.
The juice is good.
It's worth the squeeze.
We got Colby Frey joining us. Colby, we were handed a little card here that has the ranch hand ingredients on it, the recipe for it. There's a picture of you and your beautiful wife, Ashley, on it. I'm going to tell you right now, this photo of Ashley, I felt like she just said, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah. Look at this picture. Well, I'm going to hold it up to the camera so you can see it.
Your camera's off.
Oh, my camera's off. Damn it. Hang on. This happens every single time.
Hang on. I'll hold it up in front of this camera.
Yeah. You do it in front of yours.
Here's the camera. Okay,
there you go.
We go.
Yeah. That's oh crap, what did I do now? Face.
Yeah, that's exactly that. You're gonna have to talk about it on the way home, which always sucks.
We're all married. You don't need to say anything.
Yeah. We get it. We know. We know.
We know.
Okay. We've got so much to get to, so we're gonna do this. Let's set the appointment for 8:56. Call 844-570-1360 if you want to win the final swag bag from Frey Ranch. We have some great giveaways here. That's 844-570-1360 at exactly 8:56. Do not call him before that, otherwise Ben will literally hang up on you.
I will. The phone lines are actually blocked right now. And by the way, Frey Ranch, they're going to get your size, all your information. They're going to ship it straight to you, so they're going to hook you up.
Nice. That's awesome.
I like that.
Nice.
I like that. We were also handed a Frey Ranch garnish kit, whiskey farmer garnish kit this last segment, which are some spearmint seeds. We're going to grow our own spearmint.
Like that.
Yeah, it's
Make
pretty fun.
yourself a blackberry smash,
Well,
maybe
you're
a
gonna
mint
try.
julep.
Yeah, we're going to be farmers,
I like
which,
it.
by the way, Colby, weird. We've talked for nearly an hour, haven't got an invite out to the distillery. We can looked it up. We can be there in 8
Shameless.
hours.
Yeah. Start driving now. I'll show you guys a good time. We'll put you to work. We got work gloves, everything. We got tractors you can drive. Yeah.
Whoa. Whoa,
dude, no,
They're
that,
big
no,
boys. They're
wait,
gonna push.
That sounds like a good idea.
We had someone,
You're gonna tie us
Colby,
to the plow.
invite us
No.
down to Sonora, Mexico, to one of the tequila plants, and he said Round Man can get to work. That's Travis.
was me.
While Rich and I get to go tuna fishing on the yacht.
Yeah,
So
that
do you
was
have
weird.
anything like that you can offer up?
No, I just got tractors and dirt.
That's fun too.
Fine with that. Fine with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can shoot a cannon. It's beautiful.
Wait, we can
actually.
shoot a cannon.
Wait,
We
Yeah,
do.
the
Hold on
distillery
here.
is
Colby, did
really
you bury the
beautiful.
lead here? You have a cannon.
Yeah, we actually have a full size like actual cannon, but I think what Adriana's talking about are the corn cannons, which they use compressed air and they shoot corn cobs. And usually every fall on our harvest festival, we bring out the corn cannons and shoot them.
How do we get a corn cannon?
You know what? That was
Yeah,
my
I mean-
high school nickname.
I mean, Christmas is coming. Flame blowers in the past. Corn cannons next.
Corn
Oh my
cannon.
gosh, that's a good point.
Corn cannon, TD, and Fletch was a failed name
Yeah.
that we provided.
Tony Concha, one more time for our listeners driving around San Diego this morning. If they want to stop by a keg and bottle, how much are they paying for this beautiful nectar of the gods?
The Nectar of the Gods. The one you're going to want to get, guys, is the brand new one, the uncut. Regular price in stores, $100.
Are we gonna taste that right now?
We're going to taste that right now.
I'll taste it.
$89 online.
Cheers.
Cheers, buddy.
Order
Yeah.
it. Ship
Cheers.
right to your door.
This is
And,
There we go.
or mention it in store, and we'll give you the discount anyway.
Now, Tony, is that one
them I said so.
122 proof?
Whoa.
Yeah, so
122 proof. Wait, that doesn't feel like 122 proof.
122.
it's they hit it.
Kobe, are
they
you
hit it out of
numbering
the
every
park.
batch?
Wow.
Yeah, and so every batch is numbered because each proof will be a little bit different since we're not cutting it with water. We can't get them a consistent proof. So
This is
Wow.
delicious. There's a sweetness
wow.
to this that I was not expecting.
Right.
With something that's I mean, this is cast strength, I'm assuming.
yep.
Gas strength
smokes.
122. Does not taste hot like 122. I mean, the caramel's coming out. The vanillas are coming out, guys.
I always get honey.
Yeah, a
Honey.
little bit of honey.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to do it.
Honey.
Wait, what's the last drink
Yanni,
that
tell
you
us about
mixed
this
up there,
last
Yanni?
drink before we get out of here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's a French quartered old fashioned. So that's going to have Peychaud bitters in there, sugar in the raw, and instead of an orange and cherry, I used a lemon to brighten it up a little bit. It's kind of like a Sazerac without the absinthe, essentially. It's a little brighter. The Peychaud bitters has anise, mint, and red currants. It's really
What?
solid.
Zazaraco Rex, having all the sex.
Yeah, that's absolutely happening. Absolutely. Big thank you from yesterday before we get out of here to Jersey Mike, San Diego County Credit Union, Nova Kombucha, Cable Pipe and Leak Detection, Indian Motorcycle of San Diego, J-Lab Audio, SeaWorld, Sesame Place, as we carried on with the iHeartRadio Rady Children's Give-a-thon. We did that for the past 2 days, and thank you very, very much to every single one of our listeners who donated, and big, huge thank you today, Fletch, from...
Tony Concha,
Yeah.
Jared Smith. Who do we have? Oh, Eric Hoodie with the San Diego Gulls.
Yeah, man.
Go check out Pachanga Arena tomorrow night. They're doing something
of
special
course-
before the game at 4:00.
Kobe, for
Yeah.
being here remotely.
And
Colby,
Frey.
Frey Ranch.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Colby.
Adriana, the whole gang.
The Frey Ranch team.
Awesome. We'll be back Monday. The herd is next.
Live on TikTok right now at Big Rich TD Fletch.
Woo!
Colby, thank you, brother.
Can I talk?
Yeah, you're good to talk.
Oh, okay. I didn't want to be. Yeah. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Awesome
You have
to
a
talk
good
to you.
one, man. If
Yeah.
you want to jump over to TikTok, we'll be live for the next 30 minutes or so.
Sweet. That sounds
At
good.
Big Rich TD Fletch.
And you guys are always welcome here at the ranch. So come see us.
Hey, man, don't offer that lightly. We'll take you up on it.
Bring it. Do it. Okay.
Right on, dude. Have a good day.
Bye.